You are listening to the Lucha Central Podcast Network. And now, LuchaCentral.com presents Masks, Mats, and Mayhem.
So, and if she wants to unlimit her accessibility, she just needs to let me have some access. Why don't we put your phone number on the show? Sure, 81. Welcome to another edition of Masks, Mats, and Mayhem. I am your host, Justin Outlaw Harvey. You can find me on social media at JustinHarvey75. You, in fact, can find the entire goddamn show on social media at MMMShow75. I'm fired up today, Byron.
Yeah, I am too. And before we get going, I have to get something off my chest. I personally am tired of paying for stuff that doesn't entertain me. Do you want to hear more?
You're a clown. Byron is just fucking. I just went off before the show on things I don't like about paying for things and fucking. I'm sick of it, man. I am. I'm honestly got sick of it.
I was trying to steal your promo before you could do it.
Fuck that. You can have my fucking promo. As long as I can have my goddamn $50 back.
For what? Double or nothing?
I mean, look, double or nothing. I paid for it. I got a show, but was I entertained? Like, was it fucking Gladiator? Was it goddamn Romans and Christians and Jews getting mauled by lions and shit? No.
Easy.
Well, I'm just talking. It wasn't fucking Gladiator. It was like, nah, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, there were some good things, and then there were some other things where it's like, yeah, I paid money for this, goddammit. What is... Okay. Let's go right into the I paid money for this, goddammit, what the fuck is going on here? Brian Cage and Lance Archer. Two guys I actually like. I like these guys. So I don't want to go, this is not about not liking them. But goddammit, I'm fucking paying $45 for this pay-per-view, and you two look like you've never even crossed paths in a gym before. Like you've never even spotted each other on a fucking set of lifts.
Cage looks like he hasn't hit a gym.
No, I'm saying they look like they haven't fucking practiced any of this shit together. Other than the go home spot, those two clowns did not have a fucking clue what they were doing. That was the sloppiest bullshit. Like they had never touched another human body I've seen in my life. And they're lucky neither one of them got hurt. It's a shame.
Hangman came out and he's continuing his progression. And so he came out as $1 million. But it was a shame. I thought there was a really good story and a really good personality and character brought out of Cage that should be a launching point. And,
absolutely. And none of that. I had no problem with any of that part. That part was good.
Yeah. And I don't know. To me, the whole pay-per-view of Double or Nothing seemed like it was all just like straight shoot, and it was all just going to be like, it's going to be what you expect, and they're building things up correctly, and there's just going to be the payoffs, and we're going to be happy with it. And I think there was one swerve in the whole show, and I was very happy with the swerve.
Yeah, because there's too many fucking swerves these days, like to the point where you're expecting swerves. Like it was almost a swerve not to swerve you.
I mean, you almost knew the result of every single match. And I was looking forward to seeing that result of every single match. This one, though, they went the most, Cage and Hangman, they went the most just paint by the numbers. Just be more creative. So yeah, I get that. And I get Cage did nothing to show off.
Right. So, but now I want to talk about your fucking boy, Jake's boy too, Archer. What the fuck? What the fuck?
I don't know. To me, that it's all about Miro. And so he's putting Miro over to me. That's the whole thing. So, like, you don't bring out. It's like,
but does he just leave it at home because of that? Because Brian Cage and Lance Archer, I expect more from these two guys. I expect more from them. And honest to God, you got Cage in there with Hangman, and he's just like, anytime Hangman gets close to him, it's like he doesn't know where to grab him. He doesn't know how to come off the ropes. He doesn't know how to fucking telegraph what he's doing next. He's not sending like, who the fuck was leading there? And then Archer. The guy's a fucking bona fide monster. He's a goddamn killer. He looks like $1 million. The guy can fucking go. And he just looked like he wanted to take a nap. He just looked like he wanted to go buy Betty bye-bye. Like, did he not want to wrestle Miro? Miro's a fucking top guy. Like, what do you want?
Yeah.
Like, whether you agree with it or not, you're in there with a top guy. You're on the fucking pay-per-view. I'm paying for it. I don't care if your overlords are screwing you over. Entertain me. I'm a fan. I like what you do
for the show. Do something for him. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
motherfuckers.
I watched the show in two halves. So I watched kind of the upper card last night, and I watched the main events today. I enjoyed those matches. I enjoyed Miro and Lance Archer a lot more than the other one. I thought it was two hosses going at each other, and they did it. And then Miro goes over. He threw the snake back.
I love that spot. That spot. Again, had nothing to do with Archer, but oh my God, when he threw the snakes, I was just like, oh my God, fucking PETA's calling these guys.
Yeah.
That is some heel shit. That was so goddamn good.
They did some brilliant stuff on this show. There were some, I guess you could call them Sabu spots where it's a planned botch. Like Jake comes to the ring and, oh no, he can't get the bag open in time. So Miro has to improvise and like grab him. And do
that
something.
Looked great. Because
I
literally thought old ass Jake just couldn't get the bag open.
Yeah.
No, it's because there wasn't a fucking snake in there. It was fucking brilliant.
Kayfabe.
Whatever. Yeah. There's a fucking extension cord in there. It was amazing though, because when he threw it, it still looked like a snake, and I was like, they actually got me with that one. I was like, Miro, you dirty dastardly fuck, and I guarantee you, Miro came up with that spot.
Yeah, and they have to do stuff like that with Miro because wrestling fans these days, and especially the fans going to AEW shows, are going to cheer someone who has confidence and acts on it and performs. And so Miro can do all the badass heel stuff and be mean and evil and do bad things, but if he's really good at it, they're going to cheer him. So stuff like that helps to keep him on track.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. And I was thinking about this the other day. It's part of why you have to kind of go. You don't have to go with what people's real personalities are, but you have to go with something that's in them that they care about. There's characters and there's things in wrestling that work. Like for Miro, what I want to see is more of that. Miro is a fucking troll. He's a really smart guy. He loves to fuck with people. He loves a good rib. He's like the modern day Scott Steiner. He's this big hoss dude. He can totally go, but he likes to fuck with people. And it's all in kind of good-natured fun. And some of it's inappropriate and some of it's not. But he's a nice guy. Like that needs to be part of his character. And things like throwing the snake is like a dirty, nasty heel thing. And it was totally serious and mean. But at the same time, it's like, oh my God, that's so fucking Miro. That's like exactly the kind of rib that he would pull on somebody, like fucking with them. Like, if they were just in the back of the locker room, Miro would totally switch out Jake's snake with something fake and then throw it and smash it in front of him and make Jake think that it happened. That's who he is. That's fucking who his character is. He would pull that rib in real life. So doing it as part of the character is like, oh yeah, of course, this is fucking perfect. Like, and I'll tell you the other thing about Miro right now. The good thing about Miro, I don't even remember his WWE name right now. What was his WWE name? I don't remember. You remember. What was his name?
Miroslav Rusev.
Rusev. Yeah, there you go. I didn't remember that.
He used to bring a wooden board with his opponent's name on it as he walked to the ring barefoot. And before the match, he would show the opponent the board like, this is you, and then smash it and break it.
This is fucking so much goddamn fun. So Miro.
He's great. And
so here's to Miro for giving me $2.83 worth of my pay-per-view money.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go back. Let's go back and talk about some of the rest of this card. I'll go back to the beginning so we're not like all over the place. And the beginning of this for me is AEW Dynamite this week.
Yeah.
You're going to have to tell me something about this show. I hear that there was some New Japan stuff or whatever. Here's what happened to me. I literally had to turn Dynamite off. I had to turn it off. First, we start off with a Stink and Darby Allin segment. No thanks for me. No thanks for me.
I think they're great.
And now, big men have to job out to the little guy just so he gets his heat back. I get it. I get the concept of getting your heat back. But Darby doesn't need to be getting his heat back on a dude who's like fucking 6'8" and 300 pounds of pure muscle who can fucking run. Like, can we not find something a little more reasonable to get Darby back over. Like everything else that happened in the match was fine. But come on.
Cesar Bononi.
Bononi.
First of all, he's great, nice guy, and he's been going through some public stuff with his wife, trying to get treatment for cancer or bone marrow, something. But he has to like get his sister flown in from out of the country to do the transplant, and he's been having struggles and doing GoFundMe's, and things look to be going well for that. So great. Super happy for him and his wife and their family. They seem like people who deserve to get a break. In the ring, he's an NXT dude who has just shown up in AEW, and he injured Cody with a pump handle suplex in their match. He's green,
right? And he should be jobbing out. But
so like this, I
job
think it's
to the guy who literally weighs 107 pounds.
That's the gimmick. That's the gimmick of Darby.
I know.
So like that's who you feed to him, and he's the perfect guy you can feed to him because it's not going to hurt his image when he's actually getting
these other factory guys or QT Marshall or somebody. Like, what does it have?
That's what he is. That's what he is.
I know, but he's the one who's giant. It's like I wouldn't put fucking. I don't know. Like I just want. There's so many good physical size, like mid-sized guys, like Eli Drake style kind of guys. Like they wrestle solid, they've been in the gym a whole bunch, but they're 5'9". Let's give Darby Allin one of those guys.
I don't see what the point is. I think the point is to show Darby's special ability.
You set him up against a 6'6" guy who's hoss and can run the ropes and whatever. That's supposed to be a challenge. That's supposed to be a moment. That's not supposed to be a jobber Friday night Dynamite go home to the pay-per-view show opponent.
Yeah.
That's not just some transient, even if the guy is fucking green as shit, but he should be jobbing out to Lance Archer and Miro and those guys that size. He shouldn't be jobbing out to Darby. This is part of where wrestling stops making sense. At no point in time should a 107-pound guy have an easy night of work against a 300-pound guy. If you're going to put Darby over on that guy, you got to make it a challenge. You got to make it a match. And that guy's not qualified to do that yet. So thusly, that shouldn't be a match. The common sense part of AEW sometimes just fucking goes away. Like this shit is supposed to simulate fights. It's at its best when you believe in the character of the spirit of a fight. We know it's staged. We know it's acrobatics, but at the same time, if it's completely unbelievable, it becomes stupid. It becomes frivolous. So for me, this match was a no-go. This was a bad idea for me.
I mean, with that concept, I was thinking about that watching the show. I think you get down to the discussion of different styles in wrestling, and some of them have that, some of them don't. I mean, there's plenty of moments where 3 people, 4 people stand outside the ring and wait for someone to jump on them. But also that's fun, like Lucha Libre, like Conan told us on that interview a while ago. Some people just want to turn their brain off and watch video games, and then some people want to watch the blood sport shows where it's all simulated shoot fighting, and then there's everything in between. And on a big show, you have different types of spectacles.
But look, you even think back to CM Punk's big run in WWE.
Yeah.
They didn't start feeding him big guys until like 2 years in. And even then, they were never job matches. Like if it was CM Punk and Kane, it was a 20-minute match that fucking hurt him.
Yeah.
Because in Vince's eyes, he was Darby Allin. In Vince's eyes, CM Punk at 185 pounds was a fucking, tiny little person.
Right.
And they treated it that way, and they tried to keep it believable. Like, yes, we want to put this guy over, but we're not going to. Even Rey Mysterio to this day, Rey Mysterio doesn't go in against some 6'6" guy and have an easy night of work. Even a Baron Corbin who's like 6'5", like if he goes in there with Baron Corbin, it's a 15-minute match, and Rey is hurting at the end if he's getting the win.
Yeah.
That's just basic fight physics storytelling. It's not about the fact that you can't put over any guy you want. It's not about suspension of disbelief. Of course, Darby Allin's going to win. The guy's a fucking jobber, but it's the wrong jobber, and it's the wrong way to job to Darby. You can't. It doesn't work for me.
Maybe he could say something. I mean, even on the same, I think AEW has a bit of that indie style where a bit of that is thrown out, and you look at just Darby's a David versus Goliath kind of guy. He had a competitive match against Cross, which was awesome in Maverick. But you tell
me,
you look on different parts of the card, like you're not going to see a guy working with Moxley participate in those types of things either, you know? And that's, you know, that gets into like what path. That's like, to bring it back to Lucha Underground, because we do that show. That's like Marty the Moth versus Marty with the Moth Tribe, you know, season 1, season 2. You know, there's different paths. And some of them, you know, stop here, and some of them stop up here. And you kind of choose. I mean, obviously, Cesar Bononi is not going to hit a main event working with Darby. He's not going, but
if you had Cesar Bononi versus Darby Allin in PWG, it's a 15-minute match that gives Darby some fits, just like the Cross thing. If it's in anything, even in an indie, you wouldn't get a 5-minute squash of that size guy for Darby Allin. You just wouldn't. It doesn't make sense. AEW is the only place you're going to get that, and it doesn't make sense to me. All right, so the other thing I want to say about Dynamite, and this is where I turned it off, because I was still watching. I was like, not a huge Sting fan. I think this is lousy booking for Darby right here. I don't like it. I like the rest of the feud, believe it or not, even with Sting involved. Dig that. And I'll tell you my thoughts about that actual match in a minute. But Jesus, why we are seriously having a weigh-in hosted by the Big Show.
Yeah.
And okay, again, this goes to my same point, and this is when I turn the show off. Paul White, Anthony Ogogo, Cody Rhodes. I am actually a fan of all these guys. I like all of them. I would consider Cody a friendly acquaintance even. Like, I know the guy. I like him. I want to see his career go to the fucking moon because I know. Right? Paul White. Always thought the guy was funny. I thought he was a great actor. I love the Big Show stuff. I love when he gets in and makes a ring explode. You know, his commentary is whatever. He's not terrible. He's not great. I don't think he's the fucking savior of AEW or anything, but I don't dislike the guy. But first of all, him and Cody fumble fucking the scale.
And they're doing gimmick weights anyway.
Right. What the fuck? Second of all, this is a match with no actual weight limit. So what the fuck are we having a weigh-in for? That makes absolutely no goddamn sense. If we're going to start doing weigh-ins, and I don't necessarily even have a problem with that, AEW could make this a thing. That could be part of their style, is doing a weigh-in segment to have a reason to have confrontations and push storyline forward. All for that. But at the same time, then tell me there's a weight limit. Give me some drama to the fucking weigh-in. You're just telling me you're just checking two guys' weights who are relatively the same that are in an open fucking weight class with a goddamn weigh-in, and then you can't even use the goddamn scale? What the fuck?
It's baffling. I mean,
I turned it off.
Looking at it, I thought after the segment, I'm just baffled why they did that with Cody's weight, because they're gimmicked weights. They're gimmicked weights. So they were making the point of trying to make it seem real, I think. Or maybe they're trying to make a point. The thing is, it was so poorly executed. This whole storyline, Ogogo is great. He's looking like $1 million whenever he shows up. He did great in the match. He's done great stuff. They've been doing the sell of the punch in his jobber matches correctly, I think. Mm-hmm. But the storytelling in this entire program has been piss poor. The story is good. When you hear Cody do an interview to talk about the promo, and he's like, the elevator pitch, you're like, that's compelling. When you see the promo, you're like, first of all, this is rambling. Second of all, this is getting a little loose around some topics we're not all going to kind of get around. It's just a little ill-advised. And then it's just like, also watching the shows, I don't remember when Ogogo came and put a flag over him. Cool. So, but I don't remember when there was an outright attack on American values and the American dream. I get, great, one night only, carry your dad's flag. It's awesome. And I also get, maybe you need to use it on your show in order to get the trademark. Right. Something like that. But I don't think the story was actually executed properly. And so that goes all the way through. It's just like, wouldn't this be cool? But they don't worry about how to get there. Right. It's like a bunch of actors.
Like, we got a big fight. Anthony does big fights, so let's do a weigh-in.
Yes, but why?
I get it.
But why? So it's like a bunch of actors putting a scene together
Well, because
they want to
the
do
but
something.
why to them in their non-existent writer's room, the but why is because it makes sense in Anthony's world.
Right.
Yeah, it makes sense in Anthony's world because the motherfucker's got to be 165 goddamn pounds for his fight.
Yeah, but he's gone past that for this. But
I know, and it's just there's no stakes to it.
And the other thing is, I love Big Show. He is so bad at everything that he's doing in AEW. He's great at the one
I can tell you one thing he's really good at. He's really good at cashing checks for Tony's fucking money.
Yes, but also he's really great at being a recognizable TV brand that they can sign and then use to sell time slots to networks. I get that. I get the value of that, and that's
We've
just
got
something.
WWE's Paul White here now.
Yeah, they have to pay for that, and
I know.
maybe he'll get better. Whatever, but he came out there. I think he has a good mind for the business, and I thought he has a good, head in the ring, improving stuff or doing mic work.
I'll get to them in a minute. I'm going to talk about him and the other WWE star. Oh,
he was bad in the ring. He was supposed to carry the segment. The segment was lost until the very, very, very end when Cody had no choice but to grab the stick and say the words in the right way to get everyone to cheer to close the segment. It's like, that's. I
don't even know if I was still watching by then, Byron. I won't even lie. I did a Casey. I actually took Casey's advice. I turned off Dynamite after I had figured out all this crap in my hotel room to let me be able to watch it live. Turned off Dynamite and turned on Maniac Cop 3.
Maniac Cop 3 is probably better. I mean, it was a go-home show, and it was a go-home show 2 days before. I almost didn't even watch it. This segment, though, was just full of stuff. They brought tons of people out to the ring. There's side feuds going. They're supposed to be there. So that QT Marshall gets on the stick to try and draw heel heat.
Was there anything from this episode of Dynamite that even from the rest of it? Because I didn't watch the rest of it. Is there anything else that bears even discussing?
I think there was some fun stuff. I don't remember a thing.
Great. Let's take a break and come back and talk about the pay-per-view. Because I got things. Good things and bad things, but I got things. We'll be right back. Oh, Denise. We'll send it to Denise Salcedo over in Lucha Central to tell you everything that's happened. Do I still have to read this goddamn copy, Kevin?
Hey, Meef, did you hear?
What's that, Byron?
There is a brand new cookbook out called Eat Like a Luchador by the Legends of Lucha Libre. Did you hear about that?
I have heard about it. I may even make an appearance. I am just super stoked because I think they only illustrated like 17, and the fact that I'm illustrated is just mental. The fact that I'm in the book is mental, and I think Phoenix is the one after me. So when people are skipping to Phoenix, they're going to see some chubby guy who works in a supermarket in the middle of a cookbook for superstars of like the world of wrestling, which is just crazy.
From the ring to the kitchen, this book celebrates Lucha Libre with popular Mexican dishes, offering a modern twist from iconic athletes. That's where Meefloaf comes in. Legends and superstars.
Solar's in there. Super Astro.
Yeah, this one-of-a-kind cookbook for wrestling fans and aspiring chefs, now available for booksellers everywhere. It's really cool. If you're telling me where you were finding it.
Yeah, so amazingly, it's actually on. Not surprisingly on Amazon, but like Waterstones are carrying, and a lot of the independent online retailers for books are also carrying it in the UK and Europe. Yeah,
in the States, you can go to bookshop.org and support local.
Super Astra has put his recipe for his world famous torta. Oh. And Taya's in there.
Taya Valkyrie, who you are seeing now star on NXT as Frankie Monet.
Ray Phoenix. I believe Pentagon is in there as well.
Penta is in as well.
Damien Says.
WWE Hall of Famer Amy Dumas, who you may know as Lita, is in it.
Yes, quite a lot of the old legends from our youth from WCW and AAA and CLMLL, as well as some of the modern guys.
So how did Kevin convince you to do this?
Well, I cook a lot of Mexican food. Obviously, because I get kind of deep dive on the culture and kind of like want to get some kind of I feel through food is a lot of soul of people, so I try to connect that way as well. And yeah, I think I just posted some stuff up, and Kev was like, "Oh, I've got this project. Do you fancy putting something in for it?" And then I had all these different like Mexican recipes and stuff, and we thought we'd go with something a bit funnier and go for the kind of hybrid English Mexican mix, which is why we've got a El Pastor pie, which is a shepherd's pie, but with a Mexican twist.
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
So it's quite funny, but yeah, I like to cook a lot of Mexican food and Mexican like desserts and stuff. Like horchata and tres leches is now a Christmas staple in my house.
Cool. Yeah, I have my book on the way. I might try yours first. Do you recommend trying your recipe first? Okay.
If you want for a laugh, do it. Yeah, super honored to be part of it. I can't even begin to like love Kev enough for giving me the opportunity.
I definitely want to make Penta's whatever meal he made, just because I'm a super fan of his for so long. If his food can get me anywhere near 1/1000th as badass as he is, I need to start training and eating his recipe and only his recipe. Yeah. That's actually, I should get going. I need to buy some ingredients. Buy the book, Eat Like a Luchador, on shelves, on digital shelves. Buy it now.
Take care, guys. Buy the book.
Hey everyone, it's Denise Salcedo here in Lucha Central with a reminder of where and when to catch all of the great network content this week. Get the full lineup and listen to all of our shows in the podcast network section of luchacentral.com. Sundays on the Lucha Central Facebook page, world-traveled shooter of the camera kind, Jerry Villagrana goes mano a mano with a fellow photographer to throw down about some of their favorite photos they have taken at Lucha Libre events. Monday, Business of the Business returns as Mass Republic President Kevin Kleinrock takes you inside how your favorite Lucha Libre merchandise gets made. On Tuesdays, Mass Mats and Mayhem takes you inside the world of Lucha Underground as they take you weekly through the series with the benefit of hindsight and the benefit of special guests from the groundbreaking series. Check out the premiere video stream every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on the Lucha Central YouTube channel and at luchacentral.com. Then listen to it on your favorite podcast platform every Wednesday. Tuesday nights live, it's Wrestle Boss, where Fabi Chulo talks MMA and pro wrestling with special guests and listener call-ins. Visit WrestleBossLive.com Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific to listen live or call in with questions or download the show on podcast platforms on Wednesdays. Wednesday nights live on Facebook, it's Spanish show La Mesa de los Márgaros, giving you both the news and the chisme from around the lucha world. Special guests and a whole lot of fun make it one of the most talked about shows in Mexico. Thursdays, it's Straight Out of the Bodega with Papo Esco and PWR promoter Gabriel Ramirez as they have guests from throughout the wrestling world pull up to give an inside look into their careers. From indie standouts to television superstars, each week brings a new name and perspective. On Friday, it's your double dose of Lucha Central Weekly podcast, one in English y el otro en español. Lucha Central Weekly is where you'll find all the top stories of the week, both inside and out of the ring from Mexico and anywhere luchadores are in action across the globe. Be sure to subscribe and follow all your favorite Lucha Central Network series on your favorite podcast platforms, either by their own series name or subscribe to the Lucha Central Podcast Network show pages to get all of the shows in one easy feed. And please consider giving a rating to help more fans find the shows that you love. For now, this is Denise Salcedo signing off from Lucha Central. Have a great week.
And we're back.
Oh, God.
These are salt and vinegar chips too, Byron. They're so freaking tasty. We're not sponsored by these guys.
Last night while watching the show, I drank wine and ate Muddy Buddies.
What? What are
Muddy
those?
Buddies? You don't know what a Muddy Buddy is? Okay,
I have no fucking idea what a Muddy Buddy is. This sounds like something white guys who like hockey would eat.
All right, so I had a couple responses to you, and I'm just going to run it in my head and not say it out loud. They're
I like that.
Muddy Buddies, or you take like rice checks. You take checks, and then you can make them a variety of different ways, but basically chocolate and powder sugar. This version, they had peanut butter inside, chocolate coating, powdered sugar, and you take a handful, throw them in your mouth, and you eat them. And it's amazing. You will literally die if you eat them more than 3 times a year.
Okay.
But it's great. You can also homemade make them.
Byron, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How many black people do you know that have checks in their house? I'm just asking. Just a question. I'm pretty sure the answer is none.
A lot, but maybe there's a different name on the box.
How many brothers you think even know what a check is for a box of checks?
Hold on.
That is some white people food, man. That is white folks' food. And there's a reason why you have to make a treat out of it by adding a bunch of other sugar and shit, because it's not tasty enough to begin with. God damn it.
You know how I learned about it? I learned about it from a coworker.
Who eats check? Have you ever just eaten a bowl of checks?
Ohio? Where's she from?
Have you ever just eaten a bowl of checks?
Yeah. Yeah.
What? I would eat grape nuts before I would eat a bowl of checks. Are you kidding me?
I think I found out about Muddy Buddies from a coworker who's from, and now I'm forgetting where, but probably
not Africa.
No.
Not a coworker who's from Africa.
No. Something more like
some Utah. Germanic state, right?
No, Peoria, Illinois.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm fine with that. That makes perfect sense. So about this Double or Nothing pay-per-view, Byron.
Yeah.
We talked about Hangman Adam Page. I'm like, Jesus, have these two ever been in a ring together at all? But then I realized it wasn't fucking Hangman, it was Cage. Like, here's my question for this match. The go home looked like arranged, but I'm like, was there a fucking agent for this match? Like, these are not the two guys I would expect to send out there and be like, yeah, just call it in the fucking ring. Like, as good as they are, Brian Cage, I love Brian Cage. He's a really fucking nice guy. Not the brightest guy in the world. Okay?
Yeah.
Which is fine. And he'll probably one day smash me in the face for fucking saying it. Him and his wife are sweethearts. But
they're great. His whole gimmick, his whole indie gimmick is being a spot monkey. Just doing the moves like a video
game. And not
game.
The guy I would be like, hey, Brian, just go out there and have some fun. Mix up, you guys just go work a match on a pay-per-view. Yeah, just go tell a story, man. You guys are fine.
Yeah.
Go out there. Like him and Hangman. A little too green for that. So
I think Hangman can do something, but yeah, this completely fell flat with everything. Because at the end of the day, nothing was accomplished.
Okay, and speaking of nothing was accomplished, who won this match, Byron?
Hangman won.
Right. So he's the fucking FTW champion, right?
They did not bring the belt out for some reason. They didn't do any of that.
No, they hyped it up before the match, and then Hangman goes over. Hangman doesn't snatch the thing and abscond with it. You don't see Taz running down there to try to wrestle it away from him or keep the ref from handing it to him. I get that it's a fucking, pirate belt, that it's a fucking outlaw title. But if you're going to walk to the ring with it on pay-per-view, you're going to talk about it, and Taz, the fucking creator of the belt, is on commentary talking about it, then this is another one of these things with AEW. Like, what was the fucking stakes of this match?
What's the rule? What's the rule? If you're gonna show it, then it has to be in the story. It has to matter.
Yeah, it didn't fucking matter at all. Like, given the ref's not holding it up before the match, they're not saying it's for the FTW title. But still, at the same time, even if Hangman just walks over to the belt, picks it up, looks at it in disgust, and throws it back to Cage, so he keeps his fucking FTW title, fine. But give me something. Jesus Christ. You guys just took a belt that meant something to me as an ECW fan 20 fucking years ago. You took a belt that means something 30 fucking years ago almost. Take a belt that actually meant something to me, and you just treated it like that. Like, and Taz, God damn it, you're right there, brother. Like, I know you got a little bit of booking juice here. Why is this not part of the storyline?
Usually at the beginning, when the belt was first introduced, he would be on commentary going, why isn't Brian making them announce them as FTW? Like, as they were ironing the kinks out, he'd be on commentary complaining about the same thing. Yeah. I mean, and also like doing any of the options with the belt would have made this another step in the story and had some sort of implication for them to wrestle in the first place.
Right.
Also, Hangman's in a perfect spot to be an FTW champ for a while.
Yeah, I thought that was actually like when he won, I was like, oh snap. Hangman's going to be the FTW champ. Now he's going to have Taz talking all sorts of shit on him, and he can talk all his shit, and they can go back and forth. That's actually good. That's going to be good stuff. And then you can get Dark Order involved in this, that, and the other thing.
How about this? So you do this match, and let's just say we're doing big picture booking. So this match is super early in the card. We're not milking as much money out of it. Let's maybe not do the whole thing. So this match is a continuation of the program.
Right.
And on Dynamite, Cage comes out and he's like, I would have beat you again if they didn't come out. I'm tired of this thing. I'm the FTW champ, and I'll challenge you to an FTW match. And to ensure that my guys aren't going to mess this up for any of us, we're going to have a real match. We're going to have a cage match for the belt at the next show.
Cage in a cage again.
Cage in a cage match.
Yeah, cage in a cage for the FTW. And look, this is why I say these things on this show. Hopefully Tony Khan is listening and he will say, oh yeah, we fucking botched that. And then they can just retcon it and make it be that. Like they can address why, Hangman didn't walk away with the title.
But I also we talk about different stories doing different things, and different stories shouldn't all be revving at 10. I know it's a pay-per-view, but maybe their story is in an earlier part of the arc than I don't know, Mox and Eddie doing tag title matches, you know, so it's I get that. Here's what
I really, really want, Byron. Here's what I really, really want.
What do you really want?
I want this to turn into a tag feud where it's All Ego Ethan Page and Hangman Page on a team together called the Page Turners versus Brian Cage and Christian Cage, also known as Caged Heat. And it turns into a Cage versus Page big battle royal tag feud thing.
Matt Sydal should show up because he's doing Page's Page Turner finish. Let's just do it all.
Let's just go. Let's do the whole. I'm sorry. I don't know why I even went there. I don't know why I bother. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the names are there. You have to. That's why Vince made everyone change their name. That was the name Shane.
At this point in time, I'm thinking to myself, fuck this pay-per-view.
Well,
right? So that's what I was thinking after the first match. And then I'm realizing, oh my God, just like on Dynamite, the hard cam, because of the way they reset the stadium again, and they did one of their early Daily's Place events was
Fight for the Fallen.
Yeah, was like this as well, because that was Sonny's debut. Same and setup. I remember thinking it was weird for Sonny's coming out and dancing weird debut thing. Did not like it then either. But then it made sense because it was like they're trying to figure it out. But now you got hard cam right side pointing at mostly a giant white wall. It's not a very good angle, and it's not centered up very well, and it's not far enough back either. So you're not getting a very good vantage point half the time, especially while the sun was still up. It was really bad. And you're pointing at this little sliver of crowd. Instead of swinging it back hard cam way, where they had these people all up on risers, and it was a great backdrop. It had the Jumbotron thing up there. I don't understand. And you see later during this the Stadium Stampede thing that hard camera section of the upper level was still blocked off. So it's not like they wanted to give that up to get more seats back. It was still blocked. So I'm baffled by this. And it was just another thing where it's like, it makes the whole show feel like a piss poor indie in a fucking high school gym where like the biggest nerd from the AV club from the high school is running a VHS camcorder on a tripod with a broken leg. Yeah. I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm paying for this. I'm paying you money for this. You work for me.
I mean, they did a new thing where they went back to they brought the fight for the Fallen setup where they put fans on the stage instead of having entrance stage, which I think they were just kind of double downing on. Let's just bring more people out there. And then it dampened the actual TV setup. Also, like Dynamite was their test run for the setup. Also, like Daily's Place is like they've improved on the direction and the shots. And they have just gotten
it right. I mean, I thought the direction on last week's show was finally good. And then they fuck it up with this thing.
I thought they did all right except for that sort of thing.
Yeah,
I felt
it got
like
better.
The ringside cameras and the shot selections were a little bit better. Some of them like stood out as really good, but Daily's Place, for all that they've provided good for AEW, just seems like such a counterintuitive camera setup. It's just bad for them to shoot in, and they haven't figured it out a year later. Maybe they have, and logistically, it's not possible.
They're going to start going back on the road soon, but I think that they've realized that filming at Daily's Place is a good thing for them. I mean, it's part of the Tony Khan family. It's an easy thing. It is going to be their home venue. And, AEW is always going to walk a fine line between being like an NXT type, homegrown show and, big stadium AEW or a WWE type show.
Yeah.
But so that pissed me off too. So basically these first two big things pissed me off about the pay-per-view. And I'm already feeling like they took me for my money. I'm feeling like I was a mark after all. But then thank God for the 16th best tag team in wrestling right now. Fucking Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Like the ring entrance alone.
Yeah.
I started smiling. I'm like, okay. Now you're earning like another 35 cents of my money with this entrance alone. And like, Moxley and Kingston versus the Young Cucks. This was like a fun brawl instead of the normal Young Bucks flippy shit thing. Like there's still some flippy shit in there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like this was just fun. Even Callis saying that JR enjoys cliches before laying out 5 cliches himself was just great. And then,
Moxley getting lost on the way to the ring.
Oh, that was amazing. But Moxley knew how to play that. Like Moxley and Kingston just looking at him and yelling and like all the promo shit beforehand, like just fucking great. I just had no issues with this at all. I'm not even the hugest Young Bucks fan, but this match did it. And the whole time, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking, oh my God, if this was in New Japan instead of AEW, with every spot exactly the same. And this was what was so weird to think about it to me is like they could do this entire match exactly the same, but in New Japan, and it would mean so much more. It would be so much more of a badass match. It would be in the history books. People would talk about it forever with not a single spot different.
Right.
But just something about a match that has this style to it that's fun, but it's brutal and there's a lot of brawling and like there's a ton of there's 742 kickouts. Like it read like it was a New Japan style match, and had it been in New Japan, it would have been even better. But I was fine with it in AEW. Like I liked it. Like they can have some of my money for this match. And I love the fact that Moxley did the job here and not fucking Kingston. Yeah. Good Lord. This was actually, it was a very unique match. I can't say that I've ever seen this match before. Just, it would have been better in New Japan though. What did you think about this one?
I mean, I agree with that. With like New Japan makes everything matter more. And especially a guy like Eddie Kingston, what you don't really think about with him, what's easy to pass over is the amount of wrestling history that's in him and behind everything he does. I mean, he's a walking All Japan tribute, and you just overlook that because he's such a loud personality and a great promo. There's a lot. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I thought that Eddie and Mox were going to win at some point. I thought, like, come on. I got into the match and I just had fun with it. And it's like, I could see.
Well, that's a good thing. I mean, it's good that you got into it. I appreciate that. I never thought that they were going to win. Because I just don't see that benefiting them or AEW right now.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense for them to win. The Bucks are getting the run. Kenny's getting his run. But still, like, it looked fun. And there was, the thing is, like, the end of the match turns into like momentum shift. So like, okay, now the Bucks are hitting all their double teams, and they're going to win if you don't get some sort of interruption on their pinfall after this segment, and vice versa. Like it's like a game of, it's like picking the.
And this is why I don't mind the kickouts in a Young Bucks match, because 80% of them are them actually breaking up the pin and actually doing it on time. Those guys know how to do it. Like, even if you just have to fucking hide in the corner, on the same side as the hard cam and just kind of and then jump at the right moment. It still looks great. They do it well. So many tag teams don't do this well. And the tag team women's division in the main WWE roster is terrible at this. Why can nobody make a save? I
don't know.
Sorry.
I think though this was also the Bucks have been slowly transforming themselves because generally they're they're smart asses who buck tradition or they're young bucks, even though they're old family men who are Christian family men who don't drink and blah blah blah. But they're coming out. They're doing promos. Nick Jackson has a horrible dirty blonde dye job doing Macho Man taunts, and you're like someone who doesn't know the show will watch it and watch his promo and say Nick Jackson's bottom jaw doesn't stop moving. I know what that means. Like these guys are taking their shtick and they're evolving it to something everyone who loves them will boo. They're making it unlikable, still being smart ass. And
they're good at it, because the honest fact of the matter from anyone I've ever talked to is that the worst thing those guys have ever done in their entire lives has been written for them as part of a wrestling skit. Like they are goody two shoes, nice fucking down home country boys or whatever, Cucamongo boys at home. Like they don't do anything bad at all. They're total family men, Christians. They don't even really curse or drink or any of that shit, which is just funny. Because then you see them being heels on TV and it's like, damn, they're so good at it. They have to be out like doing all sorts of blow off of hookers' asses at night or whatever. No.
They look like that's what they did allegedly before they came out to the ring.
Correct.
But that's
the gimmick.
But that shows how much they actually know about the wrestling.
That shows that they're students of the game. Yeah, they're students of the game. I got a question for you. Why can't JR be the guy to rotate out off of the commentary and just leave Tony Schiavone and Excalibur up there the whole time? Why is Excalibur the one that they push to the side half the time? And like, he's the only one that knows the goddamn product. Schiavone's good at doing the straight man and doing the promo and this, that, and the other thing. Excalibur knows the product, knows the moves, knows the fucking wrestlers, is good at putting them over. He's better at bringing up and down his energy levels. And so Schiavone, actually. Schiavone's very good at that. Mm-hmm. But God damn it, man. I love JR, but it's time. We got to put him out to pasture. I was one of the biggest supporters of him when he came into AEW. I really liked him there the first couple months when he was botched and stuff, but other people were like, no, he's no good. I was like, no, JR's great. Nah, man, it's time.
Yeah,
he's got to go.
He's got a great head for the business. A lot of people have been talking about Jungle Boy and that whole thing. Like, when's he gonna get out of the indie gimmick and be an adult wrestler, and you go back to the beginning where JR was calling him Jungle Boy Jack Perry, bringing in his real name with the foresight. We want to associate him with the name we're going to call him later. We want people to begin to look at him as the next evolution. But he's also
got a famous last name. Why aren't we using it?
Right.
And his dad just passed away. It's like, it's like what's going on with Brian Pillman Jr. It's like they're almost surprised that he's getting over right now after his dad's fucking special ran. It's like the dude comes from a famous fucking lineage and that any wrestling mark knew about Brian Pillman.
People are going to want to cheer for him already before you see him.
Right. At least some people, because Brian Pillman was a smart mark thing to a certain extent. The casuals didn't know anything about him. Now they do, though. And now they're surprised that translates so easily to Brian Pillman Jr. It's like, don't be surprised. And the same thing with Jungle Boy Jack Perry. It's like every now and then they should just say that he was Luke Perry's kid. He's honoring his late father, Luke Perry. And
I wouldn't cash that in until you're giving him a real run. Maybe. I wouldn't blow that for something.
But and you're right. This is the reason why I like JR being there for certain things. He does have that kind of head for the. But God damn it, man! Listening to him for 3 hours when I'm paying for it again. Subtract another $2 from what AEW owes me for this fucking pay-per-view. But it can't happen anymore.
I would say the thing with JR is in an interview, he talked about his contract status and he signed for like a 3-year, there are 3-year contracts for stability at the beginning. And then he wants to take it year by year and make that assessment of how much he should still be involved because he understands that the same thing. But on the other hand, big picture, you're selling a product, like you're selling a TV show. why are people going to watch? You're looking at an executive. The executive is someone who has a family and has been alive for a while and remembers at the very least, they know Jim Ross. Jim Ross is a name that more than most of your active roster that's going to help sell and get a decent price for your show. Just like you're signing Big Show, just like you're signing Mark Henry. These are things that you're doing on a brand level. He also can contribute backstage, blah, blah, blah. So he's not like a total vanity sign.
But again, when my whole point when I started this was like, if we're gonna rotate somebody out to bring people in, I know it's hard for him to get up and fucking walk his old ass out of there, but like JR should be the one to take a chill pill.
But I think
on a match or two here and there.
I think and I don't think enjoyment of the show is the priority in that. But
it's like he's the only person that thinks that he's the lead commentator. Everybody knows it's Shivani.
It should be Excalibur.
And it should be Excalibur, but it's not. Everybody knows that Shivani's the actual lead announcer.
Excalibur
is there
Taz
to think that he's the lead announcer. And Excalibur is supposed to do color, except he does the best play-by-play and story of all of the guys. So what the fuck? I don't know.
I think it's you're looking at a guy in a suit who doesn't even watch the show, and he sees that JR wasn't on the show, and he's like, "Well, what did I pay for?"
I'll tell you what. Next week, I'm going to do this. I'm giving all the announced teams grades, including whatever new Adnan guy is doing the WWE thing. Like, I'm giving them all grades next week. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to pay attention to all the announced teams because I want to see who the fuck's got the goods right now, because these announced teams have been pissing me off.
We would be the best announced team, I think.
Maybe. I'm not great at calling moves, but I can get by as good as Striker at least. Love you, Matt. Casino Battle Royale.
Can I tell you when this was? I was watching this with a friend, and I was like, and my introduction to this match was, this is either going to be fun or it's going to be a big old mess.
It wasn't a big mess. It was a little cleaner than in the past, but there was still some. I don't know. Okay, so first we get the clubs. Yeah. We get the clubs. I just got to go through it a little bit because I got to make it make sense in my head. So we get the clubs group of people, which first of all, the setup to this whole thing is weird. So that you have 4 suits. There's people grouped into the suits, but one of my other problems is they should be hyping up who's getting into each suit months before. Like, you could get so much storyline just out of the grouping, and then like little mini feuds leading up to it. That's what Lucha Underground would have done with this concept. Like, this concept would be fodder for 8 episodes of mini battles and great little matches about setting up the groups that are going into each suit, and then little feuds in between those guys, so that when they all hit the ring, this shit actually matters. Instead, they're relying on feuds that are coming from they're doing some of that, but they're relying on feuds that are coming from their other storylines instead of making the pay-per-view event itself the fucking storyline, which is what they should have done.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we get the clubs. Christian Cage, Matt Sydal, Powerhouse Hobbs, Dustin Rhodes, Max Caster. Dear Lord, somebody back a money truck up for Max Caster. He comes out rapping that Christian's no good since he lost his edge. Fucking amazing. Dustin's so ugly he should paint his whole face. Fucking amazing. Like, and then he was flat out mean and violent. Like,
you made fun of Sydal for falling a year ago.
I mean, just amazing stuff. Then they get in the ring, and Sydal is out so early. I don't get this. This is the kind of performer that is built for a battle royal. He should be. I don't know if it was a botch that he went out that early or what, but he's the kind of guy that you want in there skinning the cat and taking risks because you know he's not going to win the whole time, but making the match look exciting instead of a bunch of guys pounding each other in the corner. And even if that is the case, he's going to be great at bending dudes over the ropes and pounding them in the corner. Like, he's the perfect guy for that. No, he's not. Okay, well, he's a perfect guy to make the match exciting.
Given the past week, I just wanted a little bit of distance on the soundbite. People might clip out of this show and then tweet your boss.
So you're against pounding in the corner? It's just a question. I mean, I thought you were kind of into that stuff, but maybe we don't know each other that well. So
I just don't want to be in the soundbite that people tweet.
You're the one who always cuts those sound bites out of the show and puts them up.
That's true.
I'm just giving you ammunition for you. You are the cancel culture, Byron. It's you.
I'll cancel everyone. Say something.
Byron is trying to get us canceled. Byron was
canceled Casey. Yeah, he's
clearly,
gone. Tweet at him.
I know.
Try to tweet at him.
Don't even try to tweet at him. You can't follow him anymore.
I thought the whole Matt Sydal thing being like out early. I think in general, this
and then Max Caster too.
Yeah, I think they were
like the two guys that would have left in forever.
They were trying to keep this a bit cleaner. I think
it was,
and
it 100% was.
So everyone, but this person got out quick, blah, blah, blah. And then over time, it's like, everyone's getting about a minute of shine, and then you get out of the way.
It's just when I'm thinking about workers I want in there, to keep things going. Yes, Christian comes to mind, but Dustin could have gone out. Hobbs could have even gone. Like, I don't know. Sydal maybe, but not Sydal and Caster. I thought that was foolish. Like, these are two guys that they've been given the rub to recently. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's why they did it, because they don't really need it that much. Like, Caster's totally over, so I could see him going up. But at the same time, like, they're the perfect kind of workers for this kind of match. Anyway, so we get to the Diamonds. We got Big Money Matt and one of his guys, right? One of his private party guys.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one. Number 10, Preston Vance comes in. Captain Caveman, Nick Camarado is in there. Serpentico gets dragged to the ring by Luther, which was I thought was great. Like, he was a last minute replacement, so they were just like, I don't know, Luther, let's make it exciting by having you ear drag his ass to the ring. Like, I just like Luther. I like Serpentico.
I love their gimmick. It's great. And like, there's no way anyone would be paying attention to Serpentico this much in his AEW run if it wasn't for the Luther tag team that he has.
Absolutely. I mean, it keeps him from being a complete jobber. He's still a little bit of a jobber, but he does good jobs, so we like him. So, not much happens in this round. You get Dustin Rhodes eliminating Camarado and number 10. It's like, okay, yeah, you're one of the OGs of this whole company, and you're still active worker and one of the godfathers of everything that's going on. You get to have a couple eliminations. I'm not mad at that. And they, sadly, I like 10. I think Person's a good kid, but he had to do the job here. Then you get a little bit of a Hardy and Christian face-off, which was good. Good story writing, little foreshadowing. That's what you want. Like, hey, yeah, you guys fucking remember. You guys know. A little bit of that never hurts. Then you get Hearts with both Varsity Blondes, Colt Cabana, Anthony Bowens. I think there might have been one other person in there. And honestly, the music hits for Bowens, and I'm like, yeah, they're bringing Max back.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that tag team is so entirely Max Caster, but he needs to be in a tag team, too, so it works. And I have nothing against Bowens, but, man, you hear that music hit, and you think Max Caster every time. You're never thinking Anthony Bowens, ever.
I thought Bowens did great, though, in his thing. They're still finding a way for him to have his own personality, to like show who he is. He needs to because I
don't know that he even needs to. I think he's doing exactly what he's supposed to. He's the what my man said guy. It's fine. He can wrestle, he can go, he can cover Max's weak spots as he gets better throughout time, because we already know the promos are fire. We know the mic skills are fire. Like, just let him keep it going. Yeah. Keep it going. Like, they would be, if they were in the WWE, they'd be the top of the mid card for fucking 4 years straight, selling all the t-shirts. Like, please get these guys better merch. That's all I can say.
His Bowens does have that thing that's going to go down, the meme that goes down in history of him walking in through the ropes, AEW, and then on the W just gets tanked by Moxley.
So good.
And Max in the background just going, ah!
Max should have just picked up his boombox and walked away like, oh, never mind. It would have been fucking hilarious. So then the important thing about the Hearts grouping, Serpensalot, Pentagon, in his Heath Ledger Joker attire.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun. I don't get the point. Every wrestler dresses up like the Joker at some point on the indies. I thought the whole thing looked good. I didn't get the point, but he also it was a way for him to stand out and have a reason for people to talk about him.
For the record, folks, Casey is super duper mad that it was Heath Ledger Joker and not Jack Nicholson Joker. with the deeper purples, the kind of Princey vibe with the deeper purples and the green instead of the more the Heath Ledger-y look.
I mean, Jack Nicholson was the best Joker.
I like the Cesar Romero Joker style better, but that's a little too Pagano these days, I think, for Penta to have wanted to do that.
I loved him too. But of the movies, Jack was probably the best one. I think Ledger was the coolest one. But can
I just tell you, like when he walked out, literally my first thought was, oh fuck, another clown from AAA.
He did dress just like them.
I know, it was just like the last thing any guy who's an active AAA competitor, which Penta is the last thing we need is another fucking clown.
Well, I wonder what Meef said. I wonder what Meef was thinking.
Oh, Meef was probably furious. And if it wasn't like 4 a.m. in the morning in England when we were recording this, Meef would be here to tell us. Sorry, Byron and I have to pick better times. Not Meef's fault. Anyway, let's talk about Spades real quick, because then we get Jungle Boy. Okay. What? Something else happened in the Hearts? Yeah.
Jungle Boy.
Yeah, Spades. Jungle Boy comes out. Mark Quinn comes out. So you got all a private party. And then they eliminate the Varsity Blondes immediately. Then you get Evil Uno, Aaron Solo, Big Shotty Lee.
I stopped paying attention. Can I ask you what you thought about
the elimination?
I felt a little bit of shaking, but it's just truck driver by. Private Party wearing the Michael Nakazawa outfits, not wrestling gear. Khakis.
I liked it.
I was thrown off by it.
Well, I was thrown off by it because when the first one came out with Matt Hardy, I didn't realize he was actually in the match at that point in time.
Right, me too.
Because I thought he was just kind of managing Big Money Matt, or valeting for Big Money Matt. I didn't get it at first, but I liked it once I got it.
Yeah.
I like the outfits. I think they should wear them all the time. It looks great. Yeah. It's a good look.
Yeah.
And it's unique.
No, I stopped paying to the match though. Once like, and Aaron Solo's in this group. Like, okay, I'm going to tune out and I'll just come back in the final 4.
Well, yeah, it was weird. So then we had some strange stuff going on. Jungle Boy eliminates Pentagon with Hurricane Rana.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, guys. I don't know if that's the best booking. Like Pentagon's barely in the match, doesn't do a ton of stuff. And it's fine if he doesn't go over. Like I'm not right. Casey. I'm not saying that Pentagon has to win everything. I don't think he does. He wasn't meant to win. But if you're going to put him in there, it's like they don't realize he's a superstar. Like give him some moments, give him some spots, keep him around for a while, tease that he might win for your Latino audiences. Give them they're a money segment of your like WWE starting to realize this. AEW better realize this shit too. The Latino dollars are important dollars for wrestling right now.
I think they do realize it, but they don't see a use for it so much. And I'm sure there are or have been some issues that affect the reliability their reliability to their company with regards to maybe injuries or their whole.
I'm not saying he shouldn't be buried. I'm saying that you should use his ass.
Well, I mean, you can't depend on them if they're going to win and carry stuff. Now there's another thing to follow up on this with, but Pac and Phoenix and him either hurt or they can't make every single show all the time because there might have been some visa issues with Penta recently too.
Yeah, but you can't give Penta one fucking elimination.
No, I think you should have. I mean. I'm just saying these are issues with maybe why they're using them and showcasing them, but they don't actually count on him for anything. However,
you gotta understand he's one of the biggest wrestling stars in the world, and he's in their roster. They don't have to treat him like a top guy every day, but they should treat him like a commodity at least.
Just anytime he gets to actually do some cool stuff. When he had that dumb Cody match, which by the way, good match, but the result blew it, and also why'd he break the arm if the whole thing was just going to be Cody and other people?
But at least it had the right amount of coverage on it.
But
you know what I'm saying? At least they had the coverage.
Penta did some cool stuff in that, and it became a meme. Everyone loved him. Everyone loved Penta. Ultimately, he was doing nothing that mattered. but he got to do a couple cool
but
things in it.
Felt like it mattered because you felt like for a minute, oh my God, Penta's going to be the guy to put Cody out. And that's what I'm saying they should have done here. Like, don't let him win, but let him eliminate Hobbs or somebody important, or some big guy and make him look like, oh shit, maybe it's Penta's time. Like, we should be saying that every time we see Penta. Right. We should be let down that it's not his time, but we should feel like it's at least his time. Like, I didn't even get a chance to feel like that he had a chance here. It felt like an excuse to wear a costume. That was it. Mm-hmm. That's stupid.
So I've heard, AEW is going to bring trio 6-man tag belts out eventually or soon. And I've heard that Death Triangle is going to be they should be the first champions, something like that. Or they're going to get a good run in that whole thing.
I'm sure they'll be in the mix of the championship at least. They'll be one of the first feuds if they're not the champs.
Yeah. And so that's cool. But I mean, talking about all this and looking at the examples, they're treating Penta like Dolph Ziggler, to be honest with you, which is a bad thing.
Yes, in a bad way. They're not even giving him the occasional push like Dolph gets, because Dolph will show up with some gold on his waist once a year, almost at least.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then after that, this one was a little weird to me, where Christian Cage eliminates Hobbs, accidentally drops him, maybe. I don't know. I felt like this elimination wasn't supposed to happen this way, and it was a botch. Mm-hmm. The way I felt about the Seidel elimination, like I didn't know if it was supposed to go down that way, but this one looked like a botch. Like Hobbs wasn't supposed to go out there. I don't think he was supposed to win or anything, so it's not a big deal, but I think Christian might have botched that one. I feel like Hobbs was supposed to be there towards the end. And then we have Lio Rush as the Joker card. Even though Penta came out as the Joker, Lio Rush is the Joker card. I don't mind this.
No,
I think there was a better way they could have gone, but I don't mind this. But also, this goes to the same thing as with the Penta thing. So you've got this investment in your gimmick. Fuck Lio Rush. It's not about your investment in him. It's about your investment in your gimmick. They bring Lio Rush in this spot, and then don't let him do anything.
Right.
Like, and God bless Lio Rush, because he botched the bottom rope bounce the first time and came back and did it again.
it looked fine.
And it looked great. So you still got your highlight. That's just smart wrestling. That's from his time in WWE. You botch a spot, you go back and fucking do it again, because we're paying you for your goddamn spot.
He was doing with Matt Hardy too, so
and Hardy was probably like, you better fucking hit that rope again, motherfucker. Better take your little ass back down there and do that shit again. But that was it. That spot was like all he got.
Here's the thing. I think he was the perfect, knowing the full picture, he was the perfect Joker card. He got like the 1 minute, look good, have a hot tag type moment, do your thing, and then get out for the stuff that's actually going to happen. He is signed to New Japan. I don't know how official it is, but he's signed to New Japan, and he is actually part of the Forbidden Door situation. He can't go to Japan or he's having trouble. So this is part of getting some reps and getting TV. Yeah. So great. Let him do some stuff and then get him out of the way, because you have your guys to invest.
Look, he's wrestling great right now. If you haven't watched his MLW run as the middleweight champ, like, as much as you may or may not like the guy, you may think that his personality is a little too big for whatever. The matches are not bad. Like, his in-ring skills are not bad.
I have something to say about that too, because I immediately was wondering it while watching this. He had heat and he had issues about ego in WWE, stuff like, I don't want to carry bags, or like, I needed more money to handle road expenses. I haven't heard him have personal issues anywhere else. He's worked other TV now. He's been all over the indies. I'm sure he has a relatively healthy ego that you have to have in a business.
Because there was no issues with what he was having issues with in WWE. Had those things still come up, like, it would have been a problem. But the locker rooms that he was in weren't really locker rooms, so you're not dealing with all the people all the time. Yeah. The money situation was him saying, "Yeah, here's my booking fee for indie matches. You want to get this many matches out of me? Great. Pay me this much money." And he got it from MLW. So there's nothing else to bitch about. It was a short contract
But
anyway.
also
they put
like
the strap on him. They gave him the respect, so there was nothing for him to complain about. Well, at least not at MLW.
There was a thing, I think, where they put him in the program with Bobby Lashley, and he's like, I got to wear suits now. I need a little bit more money to be able to afford this. And I get wrestlers pay for their stuff to look like a star, but he was probably on the NXT type contract at the time.
He was.
So I get it. But I think what it boiled down to with him in WWE is he carried himself with a sense of pride and self-worth that was not congruent with how they wanted him to kind of someone who's new and 5 foot tall to come in and eat shit for a while. Like Bobby Lashley ate a lot of shit of all people before he's getting his respect, you know?
Yeah.
And fine. Okay. He's not going to play by those rules and he's gone. But it was just interesting that he's been great everywhere and loved everywhere.
And you got to ask yourself, okay, so what does a guy like Kevin Cross do, who's equally as green as Lio Rush, comes in and they say, yeah, we're going to partner you up with this bigger star than you, and you got to start wearing suits. What would he do in that situation?
I mean, he would
be like, how custom tailored do you want my suit to be? I'll be at my tailor's tomorrow at 8 a.m. That's what he would say.
Right.
Do you get what? And that's part of the problem. You know, it's like you got to have Lio Rush's problem is you got to have a certain amount of respect for the business to get the business to respect you. It's not that you can't go into business for yourself. It's not that you can't say you need to do a piece of business, but you have to understand that the business was there before your business was there. And that's what that guy didn't get. Maybe he gets it now, maybe he doesn't. But, you know, in my brief dealings with real wrestling shit on that level, it's really simple. It's really cut and dry. You got to have, there's a way that you can put forward your agenda and still have respect. And Lio did not do that in WWE. He stepped in it on multiple occasions and people thought he was a little too cool for school backstage. Mm-hmm. He didn't have the level of humbleness. And it doesn't mean you can't be cocky. Everybody there is cocky and has an ego. Of course you can be. But you can't disrespect the business part of it and what other people had to go through as well. And that's part of it. It's not about like, oh, we're going to make you suffer to pay your dues. It's just about like, you're bitching about stuff that ain't even a big deal that all of us went through. Like, you're not going to get anybody's respect from that. You're losing respect. And that's what happened to the guy. The guy lost respect with big name people and agents, you know. He would complain about spots. He would complain about wardrobe. He would complain about money. He would complain about travel arrangements. He would complain about being in big fucking spots with made guys on national TV. Wasn't a good look for him. But anyway, he was the Joker. I don't mind him being here. I think he'll actually do good in New Japan as well. And the kid can fucking go.
He's doing great on Strong, New Japan Strong, their American show.
Yeah. So let's talk about this ending here. You got Lio, Christian, Jungle Boy. Matt Hardy eliminates Lio Rush. Jungle Boy and Hardy team up to eliminate all of Private Party. Then you get a Hardy, Cage, Jungle Boy final 3. Cage and Jungle Boy eliminate Hardy, which was genius because you think this is boiling down to the Christian Cage Hardy finale where Cage gets the win. Then you got Cage Jungle Boy. Most people are still thinking, oh, yeah, now we know Christian Cage is getting the win. He's going to be the big program for Kenny.
Yeah.
But big surprise, guys. Christian Cage's body is still not great. He is worried about being in programs with guys like Kenny Omega. This is a shoot. It's a real deal for him. He wants to wrestle. He wants to work himself up to that kind of caliber thing. He wants to help out the show. He is not ready for a fucking 35-minute match with Kenny Omega right now. It would destroy his body and his will to live as a fellow human being. So I knew when it came down to the two of them that he wasn't going over and it was 100% going to be Jungle Boy, which shocked me right there. And then I just stayed in shock all the way through the finish like, oh my God, they're putting over Jungle Boy Jack Perry? Okay. Yeah. Wow, this is a real thing. I'm still there right now. Like, this is a real thing. Except I feel like it's just going to be some fucking Dynamite squash match against Kenny now, and then that's going to be it. And then it's going to be like, what the fuck did we have that big hubbub for?
Did he have, was the match, Jungle Boy's early main event match, was that with Kenny saying, I could go 10 minutes with you? Was that Kenny? Was that Jericho? That was Jericho.
Jericho, something like that. But yeah, it was one of those.
Yeah, and I feel
like this is part 2 of that.
It's a version of it, but they're slow burning him because he also
it means they like the kid in the back at least.
Yeah,
it means they like the kid.
He's going to need to pack on to probably 20, 30 pounds and have another 3 to 5 years before he realistically should be winning the heavyweight belt. Or the
so do we feel like this is hot-shotting?
No,
it's not really hot-shotting, is it? It's just, putting the rub on the kid. It's a pretty high profile match to put the rub on a mid-card guy who's relatively green in the grand scheme of things compared to some of these other guys.
But it's part of his progression. He's it's just like Hangman gets a taste, even just like gets a taste at the number 1 spot and then loses it. Like you want to kind of flirt with the idea of them getting the run.
So, American Dream, Cody Rhodes versus Anthony Ogogo. Here's my notes. Cody wins. Ogogo didn't suck. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. I personally wanted Ogogo to win. I was rooting for him. I thought he was doing great. And I thought,
but why? He doesn't need the win. Cody, it was fine.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, when the match is over and Cody's there with the fans chanting USA or something, makes sense.
It's Cody's company. The guy should be happy to even be in the spot, to tell you the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but I also was looking at it like, okay, this is one of Cody's guys from the factory. Cody's making a star out of one of his students or friends or one of his big signings. Like, I get it. And so
to me, it felt more like this is one of Cody's guys, and Cody's giving him a chance to see if he can come out here and look good and do a job and make people think that he can win. Yeah. Make people feel like he's a good heel. And he did. He did everything he was supposed to do. He was not supposed to win this, though.
How do you think they handled his knockout punches?
Not as good here as they have been in the lead up.
Yeah, I mean, Cody ate a bunch of them, and they protected one finish.
Yeah,
but
but for a pay-per-view where you got to tell a little bit of a story in there, it was fine.
Yeah,
and also, Cody has been putting over a lot of guys. He's taken himself out of the main title picture. He's done a lot of stuff where it's like, yeah, Cody deserves to get a little bit of a Superman from this, especially when he's coming out with his dad's name and everything.
Yeah.
I get what they're doing. Now, does it resonate the same way that he thinks it's resonating? Probably not. Like, he needed to pay homage to his dad a little bit more to really make this work. But I think he's a little sidetracked. I think he's a little distracted with the, Brandy's swollen ankles at home right now. There's a lot going on. He's dealing with a lot of the business stuff and the PR stuff for the company, and then the new TNT thing, because I hear he was in a bunch of those actual meetings when they set up the new TBS deal. Like, he is actually an executive, guys.
They're filming his show now too.
Yeah. So
that's a big deal.
Got a lot going on. So we'll talk more about that show too. But anyway, Murder Hawk Lance Archer. We talked about this with Miro for the TNT title. Call PETA. God damn it. The snake was in the bag. Miro wins. That's good times. Hikaru Shida versus Brit Baker. I don't have a lot to say other than I feel like Byron and I told you guys about this match, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months ago?
Yeah.
We told you this match was going to happen. We told you it was going to go down exactly like this. We told you by the time it happened, if they built Brit Baker up the right way, it was going to be fire. Brit Baker did exactly what she was supposed to do. Hikaru Shida did exactly what she was supposed to do. It was absolutely time for this whole thing to move on. I liked it. I loved everything about this.
Every note was perfect. Every note was exactly as you would expect. This is good storytelling and good storytelling executed properly. You didn't tune into Dynamite and see Shida get a new women's belt, which, by the way, the sizing was fixed. And
always a sign of what's about to happen.
Right. And also it went from 7 plates to 5. It's a much better version of the same design. It's a little bit bigger. And everything that you knew that Britt was going to win. Coming down to the ring, you could see it in both of their faces that, it was like the WrestleMania match Sasha and Bianca. They knew this was a passing of the torch. This was going to be a huge moment in both of their careers. One's reign is going to be capped off and semi-defined by this moment, and the other one's reign is going to be started and semi-defined by this moment. And they're in it together. And it's just great. You don't need to swerve. You don't need to do anything super interesting out of the box. Just deliver.
And Brit Baker is the champion that they've needed for a while because she's the right skill level. She can go with the girls who are green. She can go with the girls who are a little more experienced. You're going to believe her wins now, whether they come from a little cheat here or there, or whether they come from grit, like her match with Thunder Rosa with the tax and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like what they've done is they've created a believable character, and they put her on Dark for a while where she had her little Piper's Pit-esque show.
Yeah.
And she honed that stuff. She honed her promo skills. Then at the same time, they had her wrestling, coming up, getting better, working out in the gym. Like, they just did the whole thing right. And she listened the whole time.
They need to do? You know what they need to do? They need to bring back her
Big Swole?
Her dentist office. Big Swole's doing stuff on Dark. She has a tag team with who?
I don't know, but
I think
she's not.
I think you know.
No, we don't talk. We don't talk about her anymore. We don't talk about her anymore. She's got her little ring and her little thing. Fuck her.
That's all of that is a personal insult to you, by the way, and I am offended on your behalf. But they need to bring Brit's
Girl,
dentist.
Just call me.
The waiting
figure
room.
it out. I don't mind. I'll be a side piece. That's cool.
Everyone makes mistakes. It's how you work through them, isn't it? They need to bring Brit's waiting room show back. She needs to have her white, dentist, whatever. What are they called?
It's a lab coat.
But she needs to have the Tanahashi cut out of it, of the midsection where you see the belt.
Amazing. I could get behind that. Anyway, it was great. She's the right champ. Congratulations, Britt. I'm very interested to see where it goes. And also, we called that her and Thunder Rosa was going to be one of the feuds of the year. We said all these things months and months ago. We told you exactly how this was going to go down, that Shida was going to cling to the belt until they knew that Britt was ready, until she had gotten through some feuds with Thunder Rosa, that she was going to come out on top of those feuds. We told you all of these things that were going to happen. And thankfully, AEW listened to all of those things and didn't go a different direction, because it's absolutely what should have happened, and it did. It's the one thing that AEW 130% has gotten right in the last year.
Yeah. I also got a little dust in the room when Tony met Britt on the entrance ramp and congratulated her and talked to her. It's like, oh, this is nice. This
is perverted.
Even though it was definitely done on TV and probably scripted in, there is a real, moment between them, or bond between them, I think.
Maybe. It worked for the storyline, so it doesn't matter to me. All right. All Ego Ethan Page and the face of the revolution, evolution, Neolution, Resolution, Scorpio Sky versus Stink and little tiny Darby Allin.
I loved it. Scorpio, by the way, everyone obviously is great, but to me, Scorpio Sky is the person to notice in all of this. He's someone who has finally put it all together in a way that is both compelling, that is him, and also that is something that he is creating. Like the SCU thing was not his at all ever. And Correct. He came in and rode that heat for a while, and it's great. It was a great way to.
And he fit into it from what he had just been doing on the indies. It worked for him. He wasn't out of place in that gimmick, but you're correct. Right. It was not his gimmick.
This is great.
This is his gimmick. This is what we were talking about earlier. If you give somebody a little piece of themselves in their gimmick, or at least something that they believe in, that they can get behind, it just works, and it works for him. I'll tell you what works for me. Ethan throwing Darby into his brothers in the first row, and them selling. Amazing. Thank God. Everybody that got thrown into the audience, I mean, I know a lot of them were plants or people who are around the business.
That was all
but
wrestlers.
They all sold it the right way. Like, somebody lands on you from whatever. You're supposed to be like, 100 pounds of Darby just landed on me and I was expecting it. Oh, it hurts so bad. Oh,
And Darby ragdolled for a lot of it.
Oh yeah, Darby was good in this match. Sting, the Sting splash off the thing outside the ring, great, good stuff.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it far better than Sting coming out and threatening people with a baseball bat every week in the exact same fashion like they did with him for the first 9 weeks he was on the show.
Yeah, I forgot about all of that. I think everything they're doing now is great. I love the vignette.
The guy doesn't have to sell a lot. Like, I'm never going to say he's the greatest or some awesome legend like a lot of other people will say, but I'll give him his credit where it's due. I didn't dislike this match. I thought it was a good use of Stink. And we'll just leave it at that, you know?
Yeah.
So the double submission face slap. Oh, good job. Oh,
also
so good.
The crowd just they timed it right where Sting was getting his spots in, and the crowd would just go nuts for them. And it's just so awesome to watch wrestling and see and feel that.
You know who was the unsung hero of this match, Byron?
Who?
You know who it was. It was Aubrey Action Figure. Girl is bad. That girl is bad. That girl's so bad. Aubrey was awesome in this match. She actually helped move the action forward. She was in all the right places. Like, she is really a great ref. Like, I'm happier to see her walking out for a match at AEW now than Rick Knox. No offense, Rick, but like Aubrey is the best ref at AEW now, hands down.
I think from the very beginning when Jericho took her under his wing, that was going to happen.
Yeah, but she had some rough spots too, and there were some spots where people weren't protected enough, or she wasn't sending in the go homes at the right time. There was some, if you know reffing and you're watching it closely, she wasn't great at first.
No, I know
she is a fucking truly great referee now.
She didn't have TV at the. She was one of the unknown signings at the time, and she had a failed NXT tryout.
Yeah,
but
she even put on extra makeup for the pay-per-view.
But what I'm saying is, like, she was picked. They saw potential, and she's worked her way up and she's been guided to this skill level since then. Yeah,
but she's taken it in. She did a good job. I just wanted to throw that out there. And she has an action figure.
She has an action figure. Yeah, I want to get into that after we finish the show. There's some cool action figure news.
Ooh, we're gonna get there. Kenny Omega versus Pac versus Orange Cassidy. Here's what I like about this. And I was very skeptical about this. I was worried about this for this match, but guess what? Orange Cassidy felt like he belonged here.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't feel like he deserved to get the win,
right?
Even though I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, he's gonna beat Kenny Omega." No, he's not. But they actually did do a good job of making him feel like he belonged here. They have made Orange Cassidy into the star that he always had the potential to be. That you saw from those first few pay-per-views when it was really a super indie card, and Orange came out and got those huge pops or whatever. Like now he's earning it on a week-to-week wrestling star, true wrestling superstar level. He deserved to be there. Obviously, so did Pac, and obviously Kenny Omega is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Not better than Phoenix, but good. And here's what I got to say. Lots of crazy spots. I can't even get into the whole match. It's a good match. If you like wrestling, you like this match.
Watch it.
Just watch it. There's no reason to talk about all of it. Just watch it. It's a good match. But the one thing I will say is this is the most action that the AAA Mega Championship belt has seen in 2 years. When Kenny brought it out and actually hit somebody with it, and then they actually said on commentary that it was the belt. And I almost feel like Conan brought it himself. Like, Kenny doesn't even have one of these to walk around with, and Conan had to bring it to him.
No spoilers
for this.
No spoilers, but yeah. I thought that was a great spot when he was doing the belt spot with all of his belts.
Yeah,
that was great. That was great.
I like that they slowed down for the AAA belt for a second, and it was just Excalibur doing it. I don't think it was even called into him by a producer, because God only knows. I don't think there's anybody in their fucking ears at that goddamn show half the time.
Yeah,
but Excalibur was wise enough to point out that it was the AAA Mega Championship and that it had some meaning, and that look, here's another fucking giant belt that's sitting up here in AEW on our pay-per-view, getting used as a weapon, as a random weapon. Like, make it mean something.
Yeah, I loved Orange's pre-match promo where he says, there are 3 men in this match, and I'm one of them. So I guess that means that I could win it.
Yes.
I just... it's like, at the end of that, I was like, I somehow have more confidence in him winning than I did before. Like, oh, he could win it.
But that's the point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why, and so they're starting to earn my money. I'm starting to say, okay, AEW, it's a pay-per-view. I paid for it. We're at about $20 worth of my 45 now.
Yeah.
Okay. But then I'm also thinking, Jesus Christ, this should be the end of the fucking pay-per-view here. This is the goddamn title match. Why is there so much more pay-per-view? Then we find out the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, is coming to reach his hands into Tony Khan's wallet along with Paul White. And no offense, but Paul White and Mark Henry are not exactly like the wrestling minds of a generation. They're not bad. They're smart guys. They're savvy. They're they're distinguished pro wrestlers, both of them. And I like both these guys. But I was just thinking to myself, like, God, really? The other thing that I thought is, why not have Mark Henry be the Joker in the Casino Battle Royal? Why not? Win. Why are we doing this thing where we're just saying somebody's coming, then we're introducing them on Dynamite, like the slow roll with Christian Cage? Like, put Mark Henry in for one night, and it's a battle royal. It's like exactly perfect for him.
Do you think who in the ring could throw him over the rope? Jungle Boy?
Hobbs. You leave Hobbs in long enough to do it?
Maybe they called the audible when Hobbs fell accidentally. And they're like, well, we need someone that we can actually throw over the rope. Leo.
No, I mean, I think Leo was always the plan, and that was part of what enticed him in, and this, that, and the other thing. But I mean, like, Mark Henry would have been a better call. And that's exactly what WWE would have done. That's exactly what Christian just did in the Royal Rumble. I mean, it's how you get a guy back. And look, we know he's not coming in to actually be an in-ring performer, but the guy to come into AEW, how much bigger of a moment would it be to have seen Mark Henry come to the ring and more of a fuck you to Vince? See him come out in the fucking singlet, putting his thumbs in the straps, hossing a couple of
in the tank.
Yeah, hossing a couple dudes over because he's like, and then, everybody gangs up on him and throws him out in the most predictable spot ever. But you get 10 times the pop, and you get value to him being there. And then you get people actually excited about him. This whole slow roll introduction thing where they tell you somebody's coming on the pay-per-view, then you have them show up and cut a promo on Dynamite is stupid. It is bad wrestling TV.
I think
not a fan.
Yeah, Big Show definitely is not being used in an entertaining way on the show, and I don't think that's the value that he brings, but they still put him on the show. I think Mark Henry, the same thing. It's like they're signing him to do something else, and then it's like, okay, we got to get him on the show somehow. Let's do this, and it's just they're sort of shoehorning these guys in to include them and maybe make them happy, give them some camera time, but that's not what they're there for. And maybe there's no way for it to really make sense to put them in the ring or on camera. There's no reason for Big Show to do the weigh-in. There's no, why? So he has a history with Cody. They didn't bring that up. They teased a story almost on accident where he was rude to Ogogo, but super nice to Cody. They didn't do anything about it. Like, why is he there? Why is he there doing a bad MC job? I don't know. I think these guys just. I get
that you have to sign this kind of talent away from WWE. You want to glom off their names. You want to show that you have more respect for the business than they do because that's the brand that you're promoting. I get it. I'm fully behind Mark Henry coming in. I just don't know A, what they're going to do with them, or B, why this kind of introduction. The Christian Cage thing makes a little bit of sense, but this doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
Just the way they're doing it.
I did pop for it.
I popped a little bit for it, but then I was like, man, I could have popped so much more. That was my immediate thought.
Yeah.
My immediate thought was this could have been so much more than this. All right, we got to talk about this Stampede thing. Let's talk about Stadium Stampede because I could talk about this stupidness all day long, but I want to talk about some fun things too.
Yes.
So, first of all, I give the entire Stadium Stampede an A. Not an A+, but I give it a solid fucking A. I enjoyed this. Mm-hmm. I will say that right off the bat, I'm like, why are they having the inner circle repel into the thing? Like,
that was so bad.
Oh my God, does anybody not remember Owen Hart? And like, does that, like, we don't.
It didn't look cool.
It didn't look all that cool. But at the same time, like, it was like, okay, these guys are having fun, except for Jericho. He did not look like he was having fun with it at all. Jericho's fat ass is like, And then he sees the camera on him. He's like, fuck you guys. But
they threw him off a cage at the last show, and now this one.
Yeah, just all of it. I'm just like, oh, brother, man. But I didn't entirely get the repelling thing. It was visually something, like it was a kickoff. They wanted to do something big. So I get it. Them just running out across the field wouldn't have been great, but like it could have been a monster truck or something else. I don't know. But look, they've done it, so hopefully we don't have to see that one again. That's a done deal. So and they interrupted MJF's, opening spiel and his sparkle jeans. The sparkle jeans were so hot.
I loved it.
So hot. Oh my
MJF
God.
was great. I wish he was featured more in the
match.
Dude,
MJF, if I liked boys, you and those jeans, we could hook up. That's all I'm saying.
Boys or men, Justin? You know the official stance of the MMM show.
I mean, grown boys. If I liked grown boys... No? Okay.
We have a rule. Casey's not on the show anymore.
Fine. Jesus Christ. Oh, no fun, man. Just talking about MJF sexy jeans, the stretchy, sparkly with the hearts and the Pinnacle logo.
But let's just call him a man.
All that.
And then invite him to your hotel room.
All the men's up in them jeans.
Yeah. Man's up in them jeans.
Oh my God. Anyway, well played, MJF. Well played. And yeah, MJF was great in this, but I think it was the right amount for me. I think it was the right amount of MJF and Jericho. I think they got their shit in. I loved the whole, sorry, Chris can't answer the phone right now. He's swallowing his own teeth. And then Jack's coach, Urban Myers, with the laptop and the footballs and his holy shit. That was just like, whoa, Urban Meyer just said shit on TV. I mean, not that we don't think he cusses out his players every day, but man, you see him in an interview and he's so composed and he's Urban Meyer-y, and there he's just like, holy shit. And it was a fun segment. And knowing Tony Khan too, it's like, that's his boy. That's the whole deal. Like having the whole Tony Khan family kind of be represented and tearing through his other offices. And I think that was actually Tony's side office, by the way, but which was funny. Then my other favorite spot, I love the chairman, Sean Spears, sitting in there with the chairs. That's the most I've cared about. This match is the most I've cared about Sean Spears in 5, 6, ever.
So, since he was doing the 10 thing.
No, ever.
He wasn't like winning, but he was doing the 10 thing. That was fun.
No, ever. This is the best Sean Spears, period. This match, his whole career led to this match, and everything after it's going to be downhill, is my guess.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing.
And, okay. I'm going to come back to Sammy in a minute. FTR and Proud and Powerful doing battle on the club level with DJ Conan.
JR busting kayfabe. What?
Amazing. Fucking amazing. And then, Conan with the assist, Tully in the tank top. Oh dear Lord. Just all of this. All the things, them stopping to do the shot.
Yes.
All of it. Like, do a comedy bit in the middle of this shit. I don't care.
But
this
that was also
fucking entertaining.
That was a sign of respect between two tough guy tag teams. Like, we're going to do battle. It wasn't even that much of a comedy bit to me. Yeah.
I mean, I loved all of this. All of these things were amazing.
Yeah. I wish they got more than one segment in the whole thing. It felt
I don't disagree. And I was very happy to see Conan there. And I'm sure he was pretty much just there because he had to drop off the Mega Championships for Kenny to actually use it on TV. Because I think part of the problem is that Kenny doesn't have the belt unless somebody brings it. I feel like there's literally only one of those belts. There's not a travel belt or something, which doesn't surprise me for AAA when they have guys driving, 18 hours in a bus, shitting in a bucket, that there's only one fucking belt.
No, they stopped doing that 2 years ago, man.
Like, come on, guys, just buy another belt. I'll send you the $6,000. Buy another fucking belt, please, pretty please, so Kenny can parade around with the fuck. But see, here's the problem with AAA. You have a second copy of the belt. You know what's going to happen? They're just going to fucking book somebody to do something with the fucking belt. This is why the whole rigmarole with Taya happened and bringing back the belt and this, that, and the other thing. There's one fucking copy of all their goddamn belts. Whereas WWE, like, when I met Kofi on that fucking commercial shoot, Kofi had the travel belt right there in his fucking bag. And they want him to travel with it because it's like, hey, you're going to do a photo op, Kofi. Bust out your goddamn belt.
Yeah, WWE, they do a TV belt, which is HD, whatever, tip-top, super polished. It lives in a travel case that sits in Gorilla. When you're walking to the ring, you take it out. You go to the ring, you do your stuff, you come back, you set it back in. And then when that gets beat up too much, that becomes the house show belt, the one that you carry on your own body and take to the house shows.
Yeah, and literally, Kofi was one of the tag champs at the time. He literally took that belt everywhere with him in his duffel bag, went through security with it, pain in the ass, extra fucking 23 pounds or whatever that belt is, which is not even that heavy. Some of them are up to 35, 40 pounds.
I remember when Orton and Cena were getting their runs, and Orton had the big gold and Cena had the spinner, and Orton was like, he could have that one. He has the arms to carry that one.
Yeah, the original one was heavy as shit. And then they folded out a little bit and I think made it lighter. Anyway, that stuff was all fun. So I got to talk about the MVP of this match, who is by all means Sammy Guevara.
Yep.
This was the making of a goddamn superstar. I hope that everybody is happy with Sammy Guevara now, that all his backstage issues are done, because if not, they just fucked up and made the kid like the most famous wrestler on the planet. Mm-hmm. They're like running up the wall, all his comedy bits, all his actual in-ring work, all the spots, everything that he did with Sean, like everything. And the fact that he got the win with the Prince Puma special and kept the inner circle together. Even if he had lost and taken the pin, he would have still been catapulted into superstardom, maybe even more so.
And props to Sean Spears for giving him, for playing a role and keeping up so Sammy could look good.
Again, most I've ever cared about Sean Spears, and he did exactly what he was supposed to do in this entire thing. Sean looked like $1 million too. First time I've ever really cared about the guy in any fan. Like, he's had his moments, like you said, with the 10 thing. Like, yes, he's had his moments where I'm like, he's a decent mid-card guy.
Right.
But this was where I was like, okay, yeah, Sean Spears is a star. Sammy Guevara is a superstar. Sammy Guevara is a top guy. Have him fight Kenny Omega next week, pretty please.
Yeah.
Like this guy, I want to see his next match. I want to see his next feud. I want to see everything he fucking does. Everything.
Yeah.
That's it. He's over. He's 130% over. He's not coming back under at any point in time. He's over.
And that makes this match to me was a swerve. I thought, especially with all the tributes, and it made sense. Inner Circle was disbanding. I thought that was happening 100%, and it's a swerve to make Sammy a star.
But now that stipulation was one way, wasn't it? It
was one way. It was one way.
A one-way stipulation.
Yes.
Interesting.
And it makes sense. And there's a point and there's a payoff. You're not just swerving to swerve the marks.
It was an unswerve. Great.
You just, there was a point, and it makes you like matter. Like it makes the Sammy win matter so much more. I also really love the Wardlow, Jake Strong.
Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about those guys.
I love Jake Hager. I thought, first of all, those guys definitely need a program. They have a good chemistry. They work well together.
They have a program, man. That's going to keep going for a long time.
But like Jake, he's a big dude. He's a big dude, and he got his spots in looking strong. But he was selling great for Wardlow, I thought.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing that I like about AEW right now. They have some big guys. And if you look at it, they've got Amiro, they've got Archer, they've got Wardlow and Hagar and a couple of other dudes that are in the legit heavyweight realm. But in WWE, they would be default top guys. In AEW, really the mid card where Miro's at right now is the top you're going to get. And I like that. I think that that's where they belong. I don't think that they are meant to be top guys right now, but I want to see all of these guys mixing it up with each other. I like that they have some big men in AEW to keep it realistic, and I like that they're a little bit just really solid side players. And I, you know how I feel about Hagar. I think he's a great guy. I just think he's a wonderful actual person. I like hanging out with the dude. I think he's cool. I dig it. His characters are a little questionable on the Trumpian side of things, the things that he's done in the past. And I believe that that's probably part of why he gets along with Jericho. I think some of that is legit, but at the same time, don't care about his politics so much as the fact that I genuinely think he's a quality guy, and I think he's a great performer. And he's a little bit,
We've talked about this because I really liked his Lucha character where he was super serious, super powerful, monster giant, Jake Strong. And then he comes in at AEW and he's throwing punchlines out and he's acting goofy. And I did not like that.
But see, that's more who he actually is. Like, he is the guy that will be in a strip club, not worried about the strippers, but there to have jokes with the guys. He's that dude. He's the guy who's there smiling, sitting down, not getting a lap dance, but enjoying what's going on and making jokes about shit. Not ribbing people, just having fun. That's who he genuinely is. And then he goes to the gym, he trains hard, he works on his MMA, he works on his wrestling, but he's not trying to make his body all fucking super hoss. He's not trying to be a Vince McMahon guy. And that was his problem there in the first place. He wasn't a Vince McMahon guy. He just has the general natural build of a Vince McMahon guy. Yeah. But this is, I think this is just a great place for him. So anyway, Inner Circle stays together. You get your big feel-good moment with the crowd singing Judas, and we go off the air. It's nice for AEW to have a pay-per-view that goes off the air with people smiling for a change. Having Inner Circle go over and playing the song, and having it end back in the arena, very smart. Jericho working the edge of the balcony and all that stuff with MJF. Great to let them kind of settle their little moment, but not have them be the finale, because I think everyone is expecting that. But they got the finale at the last pay-per-view.
Do you think the live crowd knew? Because Stadium Stampede's a taped segment. Do you think they knew it was going to spill into the live arena?
No, I don't. And I was thinking that, oh my God, how stupid is this to end the show instead of ending it with the Omega match, ending it with this where the crowd's not even watching, the crowd can't even see it and they're seeing all this pre-taped shit. But then to have it spill back in and then have everyone come out in their gear and everything was awesome. And then it made me question of whether or not some of the Stadium Stampede stuff was live, but I don't think it was.
I don't think it was. I think, no, because even when Max bladed, his come to the ring blood was a lot better, or live blood was a lot better than, and also like, this is also like good storytelling when things, you do good storytelling, you deliver on it. You don't need to do unnecessary swerves or tangents.
Yeah. I also don't believe the production team would know how to actually do the switching on that being live. I don't feel like they're quite that good yet. Sorry, guys.
And it's a whole different thing to live direct and shoot those segments too. But it's just like everything is straightforward and makes sense. And the whole show is built around that. But then your main event is also building towards Pinnacle winning and disbanding. Everything is also headed in that direction. But since everything else, while also working, but everything else is very straightforward payoffs, that makes the end swerve, because Pinnacle was supposed to win. Yes. Inner Circle is supposed to disband. And then it made it that much more of a big deal when the swerve happened, when the pinfall actually happened. I did not think it was going to end there.
I didn't either.
And it was great. Like, holy shit, And then everyone's there, and it's the live crowd finishing, playing their sing-songy song where everyone gets into it. And it was like, no, this is the ending of the first pay-per-view with a full crowd. There's no other ending than
there isn't. This is, and that was smart. But now I go back to my $45 or whatever the fuck I paid for this thing. They didn't make it. AEW did not make it to my $45 worth. They've got to do better. The ending, fine. The three-way, your two headliners were fine. But A, they still owe me from the fucking barbed wire match. B, they didn't quite hit my $45 here. Like, guys, if you want to keep me coming back for pay-per-views, if you want to keep any wrestling fan, mark, or supporter, which is what I consider myself, a supporter. I'm supporting you with my dollars, with my viewership, so you can sell your ads.
I was going to
have to do better by me.
I was going to wear our MMM show Mark shirt, by the way, for this. And I forgot.
I wore a shirt from a champion who did good things this week. I got to get his new shirt too. I feel bad. I haven't purchased the brand new one yet, but we'll get there. Anyway, let's take another quick break, and I want to come back and I want to talk about an episode of Lucha Underground, and then I actually watched some WWE this week, so I might talk about a little bit of that too. But we'll be right back after this to holler at you about some Lucha Underground.
Lucha-masks.com, in partnership with Mask Republic, give you personal protective masks to keep you Lucha strong in the fight versus COVID-19. With world-class luchadors Blue Demon Jr., the Lucha Brothers, LA Park, Ultimo Dragon, Cain Velasquez, Conan, and so much more. Head to lucha-masks.com and you too can become a masked warrior. Lucha-masks.com, powered by Pro Wrestling Revolution.
And we're back. Thanks to Miss Elizabeth for that break segment. And
no.
What?
No.
I'm just saying. All right. I got to talk about Lucha Underground, season 705. No, they didn't get that far. Lucha Under, where is this in my notes?
Oh, I wanted to do the bits of news that
talk to me about it. Go for it, Byron.
Should we do it now or the
no?
next
Do it now. This Lucha Underground is not going to be that long. There's some fun. It's a good episode, but hit me up. What do you got?
So in general,
and we're back, Byron. What do you got?
Wait, what?
What? And we're back.
Great. Every time we do this, it takes me another half hour while editing to choose which "and we're back."
And we're back.
So,
Byron, what's going on in the world of wrestling and figures and stuff this week?
Yeah, so I had mentioned AEW got the new women's belt, and they're going to be getting the trios belt soon. They will be putting out a replica belt for the World's Championship.
And you're going to buy it?
I thought it was
every other belt.
I thought it was coming. I haven't bought every other belt.
Half of every other belt.
I bought a few, but then I sell them off. Some of them.
Okay,
but,
given you don't have the Smackdown Tag Team Championship belt. Okay, great. You have like all the other ones.
To be fair, I had like a plastic version that my coworkers got me at work one year, and they gave it to me for my birthday, and I had to pretend to like it. It's like one of the worst belts they made. I'm like, that's
why I picked that one as the joke.
Yeah.
And then here you tell me you actually. Oh, go ahead.
Someone gave it to me. Anyway,
finish your thing. Jesus Christ.
So they made a replica for the world championship, and I thought it would be up for pre-order by now, but maybe the next few weeks, maybe it'll be out for pre-order. It looks like almost identical to the actual, but it's one of the most realistic ones. It's supposedly like one of the best actual replica belts. Do you like
that belt? I don't know how I feel about that belt.
I like the belt. I like it. And so what I'm hearing is rumor that it could go for $6.99 and it'll be up for pre-order soon.
That's not bad.
It better be for all the metal and stuff that you need to make the belt. But it should be like the really, really good. Also, WWE has some new replica belts. Their Winged Eagle is going to have the bars attached, which is a mod a lot of people do because for some reason the replica didn't do that and it'll look fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So they made a new one. They had a spelling error, so they had to like take it off for a minute, and everyone is getting sent a new one.
Oh, but amazing!
Their Winged Eagle is going to be really good. They're doing a cast big gold that if it isn't out, it's going to be good. And they're doing and there's a few others I think, but the notable one is their classic tag belts, like what you saw the Headbangers wear and stuff back then. They're selling those now, and those look super cool. So that's awesome. But at the Fan Fest that AEW had on Saturday, they showed off tons of figures, tons of merch stuff. Like they showed off all the new ones. They have Wrestling Buddies now, which is cool. I'm going to pull up.
I just have a question. So is this considered AEW's primary event of the year? Like, what is their big event? Is this their biggest one? Or do they not even really do that yet? They probably just don't even know yet, do they?
I think they have it. But COVID threw everything off.
Gotcha. That makes sense too. So, everybody's got to kind of reset now and figure some things out.
So like,
what are you throwing up on the screen?
So it's just a list that I'm going to be reading. But this is like the first fan thing that they can have fans together for. So this was a big fan event, which is great. So they have Wrestling Buddies, with Darby Allin, Luchasaurus, Kenny Omega, and Cody Rhodes. That's kind of cool. They're doing
That's cool.
that.
It's a good selection too.
They're unrivaled figure line. Like there's been a lot of repeats and stuff. But there's so many new faces coming out now. They're unrivaled Series 7. So they just showed 6, which is the one that has Sheeta and the Lucha Brothers again and Cody. That has Sheeta and Hager, which is kind of cool. 7 is going to have FTR, Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood. It's going to have the Young Bucks. I'm interested in getting those Young Bucks. It has Lance Archer and Nyla Rose. That's a good amount of new faces.
Yeah, it is.
And then
Lance Archer should have been there sooner, but yes,
right, for sure. And then Series 8 is going to be Jericho Moxley, Orange Cassidy will be a repeat, but he's being put out with Trent, Chuck Taylor, and Chris Statlander, which is awesome. I can't wait for that.
Badass, yeah.
So they got the whole best friends going, and they released and they showed their Unmatched series because they announced that they're going to have an Unmatched line with Unrivaled, and they're going to alternate one a month. So like you'll get Unrivaled every other month, Unmatched every other month. Every month you're going to have to buy new dolls from AEW. So these are going to be a little bit lower in, I think, production value or price point, articulation. They just look like they're a step lower, but they're still cool. They still look like the people. Number one, they're selling a double or nothing ring that comes with Aubrey, which is awesome. You know, she's
Aubrey action figure. I told you
she's getting her own action figure.
She deserves it, man.
So Unmatched Series 1 is going to be Kenny, Dustin Rhodes, Darby Allin. Darby still looks cool, has a different set of body paint. Miro, Brit Baker is getting one, and then Cody Rhodes is getting a LJN style, whatever. It's just one of those little sort of microball or whatever. Who cares? And then Unmatched 2, it's going to have Sting, MJF,
Stink, yeah.
Tay Conti, Santana Ortiz, Wardlow.
What'd you call her?
Ty Conti. And here's the thing. Casey's told us in the past about how WWE with their PG whatever figures, all of their female figures wear shorts. They don't wear like traditional tights.
Right.
Whatever. They're like, Ty Conti is accurate.
It's got the action figure with booty.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'll just call it like I see it. She is very proud of her Brazilian booty.
Yes, I would be too. Whatever.
I am very proud to follow her on Instagram because of her Brazilian booty. I am okay with it.
No, it's great, but also
if she's going to put it out there for the world, I'm going to be in the world.
Yeah, but it's also just interesting. Aside from objectifying, it's also interesting that they're actually making these a little bit ring accurate.
Yeah.
A little bit more ring accurate than what they've.
I mean, I'm not objectifying because I feel like she has more value than just her booty, and I'm not interested in her. I'd like to see her get better in the ring and have some great matches and stuff too. But yeah, she's not hard to look at.
Yeah, no, I think I love what she's doing in the ring and whatever her career. Back to the figures, there's an Unmatched Series 3 that they also announced the lineup for. This is the Dark Order.
Man, how long is this going to take? This is going to take them all the way through like 2024.
Right. But they just saved all this, and it's a ton of info, ton of like future releases. So this one, Unmatched. So it's not the most articulate, but they still look dope. This is Brody Lee, Anna Jay, Evil Uno, John Silver, Stu Grayson, and then there's Darby Allin, LJ, and whatever the name is for that. Doesn't matter. But they're doing the Dark Order.
That's great.
Who's not going to want to buy all of them? And then there's
people who like their money. But yes, a lot of people are going to buy those.
Well, yeah.
Collectors are going to buy them.
Collectors are going to buy them. And hopefully they're like, I don't know what the price point should be, but hopefully these will be a little bit cheaper too. Yeah, so that's super exciting. Like there's a lot of faces that we're really happy to see come down the pipeline. And then, there's going to be replica belts for the TNT, for the tag eventually. But this world belt that's getting put through, it took a while because of COVID, and it took a while because the first replica model, the sample, they weren't happy with it, so they had to go back and redo
it. Yeah,
and
it happens.
So but it still looked good. Like they put a lot into it. It's definitely worth checking out. Wrestling belts aren't for everyone. Buying $700 possibly of wrestling merch with one thing. Is it for everyone? But it's still respectable what they're doing with this replica belt and how they're.
But it's, I mean, if you're gonna spend $700, that's not and you're a collector and a fan. That's a good piece to have.
You could buy bootleg versions of it for sure, and I would not.
You ready to talk about this Lucha Underground? Should we do it?
Yeah, episode 2, season 13.
Monster meets monster. Vignette number 1. Dario tells Phoenix he's lucky to have survived his encounter with Matanza, but now he has an opportunity for him. So he needs more trios teams for his trios tournament. And so we see Phoenix sitting in the office with Drago and Aerostar. Yes, the super friends. But no, Dario's like, nah, you guys like each other. I'm not going to do that.
And you lost.
And you lost. So instead, Phoenix is getting some new teammates. He's going to team up with the Darewolf and Jack Evans, the father of modern Lucha Libre, the Dragon Slayer himself, Jack Evans. And Drago and Aerostar get to fight each other, which I love. Great way to kick off the show. You're setting the stakes for everything that's happening. So by the time it gets there, it doesn't feel hot-shotted at all. It feels like these have been storylines that are building forever, even though they just now started them. This is part of the magic of Lucha Underground that other shows completely fucking fail at. WWE tries to do it every time with a 30-minute segment on Raw. Sometimes they fail, sometimes they succeed. Actually, they were pretty good this week. But I loved it. So I thought, though, as soon as we get into the temple, I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, it's so funny to see inside the temple on a day when it was actually cold. Because everyone's wearing their hoodies, everyone's got their beanies on, people are kind of huddled up. My experience, and I'm sure Byron's as well, and most people who went to any regular amount of Lucha Underground, was that it was like 104 fucking degrees in there. But there were times, and I remember some of these as well, where you'd go in with a hoodie on and a hat, and because it was cold outside, and or
you were insulation in the rain outside.
Yeah, there's no fucking insulation in the temple. So whatever is happening outside, you feel it inside, except it's mustier and damper and more confined. So it amplifies whatever nastiness was going on outside. Now, the other part of Lucha Underground is hilarious. There was maybe 6 episodes total that were filmed when it was a nice, pleasant day outside. It was very, very rare. And by the time you get inside, even then, if it's nice, if it was sunny and 72 and breezy outside, inside with the lights and the fucking sweaty, nasty people that just ate off the Lucha Underground taco truck, it was never that pleasant. But this actually looked like it was pleasant. People were bundled up in their hoodies. They had all their Lucha Underground skull caps on, their beanies or whatever. I just thought, and I instantly noticed it too, because I was like, oh yeah, there were days like that in the temple. And I thought it was funny. So yeah, it's fun to see. Drago versus Aerostar for a medallion. Mm-hmm. These guys are just flowing.
I mean, I kind of feel like watching this, the show's been over for a while and we've seen every episode and been to almost every episode. But like watching this, I was like, these guys should have a mini feud every season. That should just be the thing that happens every season.
Or even, I don't even care if it's just a fucking friendly fire match, whatever. I don't like these guys. This is Lucha Libre. This is modern Lucha Libre. You start off with the fucking excellent high level chain wrestling, not from a match layout. This wasn't on the wall in the back somewhere. Guarantee. It was just these guys like, okay, great. Great chain wrestling, throwing some stuff in. It was like, they're just getting a fun little workout in. Then they go into the high flying and the flippy shit and Lucha Libre style and the running the ropes and the dives, every single one of which was executed to perfection in this match. And you get the standing ovation from Gus Parsons from Finest City Wrestling San Diego down there in the front row. And if Gus is standing his fat ass up to clap, I love Gus, but that motherfucker, he runs a wrestling company. It takes a lot to impress that dude.
I think I have a wrestling pin that I need to return to him.
Oh, you better get on it. Gus will fucking work you over.
No. He was handing some out because something happened at a show of his that went viral, and he made pins, and I don't want it anymore.
I understand that. But But yeah, Gus was the first person standing up in this match. It was, and that's like the only ovation needed. Like you get a Gus stand up, or if like Hot Tub Guy stands up, you've done something well. And Gus isn't like fat or anything, but Gus is over it to a certain extent. Like you get that dude up out of his seat, you've done something. It's like if Conan jumps up during your match, that's a good thing. Anyway, just it was great, you know.
Yeah, and like there's a bit where Aerostar botched and fell down, and Aerostar is such a pro. He's one of those guys who's going to botch.
Oh yeah,
on
because
occasion.
He's trying stuff.
He's doing stuff all the time, and it was seamless in the match. Still, you know, like it was great. Like these guys are such pros.
Didn't hurt the flow at all. And Aerostar comes from the heavens flying and gets his win over Drago, which I think is appropriate at this point in time because Drago had a lot of heat in the first season. It's time for Aerostar to get the rub.
Yeah.
Everything good here. Vignette number 2, Taya talks to Dario talked to Dario and got Johnny a chance for a medallion that he wanted. And Johnny finds out that is against Cage, but he is ready to take the machine to Slamtown in a cage match.
This vignette, this was a huge moment, right? Number one, Justin would not shut up about the backwards cap forever after this. 2, this was Mundo in peak like genre B-movie-esque cheesy Mundo movie star mode. Like,
correct.
In a good way.
But done flawlessly, yes.
Flawlessly, absolutely. Right?
This was Boone. This was the fucking superstar.
It's like this is a star. And the thing about this is the Lucha Underground production value without money.
Yes.
I don't know how much the hat costs. I don't know how much the fucking sparring thing costs. It's probably in Mundo's living room, you know, or in a hallway somewhere. They stuck something up and did it. But there's no bells and whistles. It's shot well. There's a script. Lines are great, and they're delivered. Although a lot of stuff seemed a little bit sort of 80-yard or kind of floated in from other shots.
I don't know, maybe, but can we talk about the important thing though?
But this is like when you want to do Lucha Underground,
this is what you have to do.
Without a budget, you do stuff like this.
Yeah. And it was mostly one angle. It was great. But okay. Kira Forster, Taya Valkyrie, Frankie Monet, whatever you want to call her.
Mm-hmm.
Is this not absolutely hands down the hottest she ever was? Even more so than the Perfect Woman vignette.
So I should have known.
But I mean, can you tell me that wasn't the case? And the voice and everything and the look.
She's a star.
And I'm saying the look, the way she's looking at Johnny, like she's giving it all to Johnny. She's not giving it to me or you or anybody else. But at the same time, sexy as hell, right? Am I crazy?
Yeah. No, I mean, for everything you say about Mundo being a star in the segment, she is also a star in the segment.
Yeah, like you're looking at her like, okay, why was she not a WWE diva right now?
Yeah.
Like we just saw her wrestle Cage a couple weeks ago and it was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And now she can actually act a little bit. Maybe it was 80-yard to help her through it, but she sounds great. The voice sounds awesome. She's fucking chiseled. She can wrestle in the ring. The backwards hat is hot as fuck. Like the look is working. And you're just like, oh my God, how is this girl just now getting noticed and just now becoming a star?
Yeah. I mean, it should be noted that she is Mundo's tag partner.
Correct.
She is not a second, you know.
No, or the valet or any of that shit. Now she did some of that later on. She started valeting for Worldwide Underground and whatnot. And it kind of kept her on camera and whatnot. But no, she's like bona fide, just a wrestler. But at the same time, you're just like, wow. Okay, it's all working. Anyway, Phoenix, Jack Evans, and Dare Wolf versus Trece, Barrio Negro, and Sinestro de la Muerte. And I'm saying all of their names as the Disciples of Death because very shortly some of them will no longer be with us. Tremendous match. Dare Wolf even flies. Like I'm not even hating on PJ in this match. Jack Evans shows why he's the father of modern Lucha Libre.
He is the El Mejor Luchador and all of the Mundo. Phoenix
bounces off the rope like it's nothing and gets the win. But El Mariachi Loco, aka whichever disciple he is.
Sinestro.
And Ricky Mandel look amazing. Argenis looks good. Like, those guys did not get enough credit as the disciples. And knowing that they were going out and they were no longer going to be a team, they put everything into this match. These guys were wrestling for their livelihoods at this point in time. I think they knew they were being written off as the disciples, didn't have anything else written for them yet, didn't know if they were still going to be a part of Lucha Underground after this or not, only knew they were getting killed off. And they fucking brought it in this match. And if you think about it, they're standing toe-to-toe with some of the top guys in the business. Like PJ, say whatever you want about him, but made guy, been to the top of the mountain. Then you've got Jack Evans, who top luchador from Mexico, even though he's not Mexican, but he's a big name down there, and he was a primetime player and a veteran already at this stage. And then you're in there with Phoenix, who's, the biggest up and coming guy, and they are standing toe to toe with these guys. Every spot looks good. Like, kudos to those guys. And honestly, especially Ricky Mandel. Ricky Mandel in this match is fucking fire.
That is something to bring up because he doesn't stand out in a bad way at all. And you never hear Ricky Mandel, just to be completely honest, you never hear Ricky Mandel and Phoenix in the same conversation.
Right. You don't. But this is that conversation. This was that day.
Yes.
So kudos to all of them. Sadly, the Disciples lose this match, so this new semi-unlikely trio moves on. And they do not. Vigignet number 3, Dario tells Team Havoc, our original unlikely trio.
By the way, this is also how you do a budget version of Lucha Underground. By the way, just when you watch this is color reversal. It's not sepia filter, by the way.
Yes.
Comparing to... but you like The Office, and you shoot all of Dario's segments.
Just all, yeah.
Sit the motherfucker down.
Just shoot 10 of them in a day.
10 of them. Bring in 3 new wrestlers. Good. Shoot.
Back the grip truck up. Light that motherfucker good. Shoot them all.
Yes.
That's it.
It's an easy day.
Easy day.
And now you have 3 months worth of TV.
And Luis is going to make every one of those scenes amazing. So the unlikely trio has... they have a bye right to the final of the trios tournament, but that's now going to be a 4-way. I don't know if this was hot shotting or they realized they how many episodes they were going to have was going to be less this season or what they were going to do. But for some reason, we're accelerating this trios tournament out of nowhere. And we're putting the disciples or the unlikely trio right to the final. And they don't like the name. Evilise thinks they should be Team Evilise. And Havoc says that that's stupid, which is the smartest thing he's ever said. Vignette number 4, Katrina. And I'll talk about it in a little bit. Okay, Katrina tells the disciples that they failed miserably. Plus, Phoenix got the pin. So bad things happen. Do you want to tell people what happened, Byron? I don't like to talk about it. It hurts me.
Well, yeah, Katrina was like... we gave you one more chance and you lost. So like, what do you have to say for yourself? Which is like a super shitty passive aggressive thing a parent can do to their kid, where like, you don't get to yell at them and they get to like feel bad. You're like, you have to tell me how bad you are and live in your shame.
Yeah.
And so
wallow in that shit, motherfucker.
Yeah. So she did that. And then Sinestro was like, I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he just saw Indiana Jones or something. He ripped the heart out of
Trece.
Yeah. Ripped his heart out.
Yeah.
And then the guy fell. And then
that wasn't good enough for her, I don't think.
And then Barrio is just standing there like, all right, that's cool. And then Katrina was like, is that all? And then again, Barrio didn't pick up on the game and just stood there. He could have made a move. He could have run. He just stood there. So Sinestro took his heart too.
Yeah.
And now Sinestro is the one of the 3 that I'm pretty sure did not want to be in the gimmick, restricting his moveset, got to be the one who kept it.
Yep. I think that it was. If I was going to go out, if I was Barrio in this situation, I would have looked at Katrina and been like, "Can I at least get a kiss of death before I go?" Like, come on, you got to get it. Like, shoot your shot, bro.
Yeah,
shoot your shot. You're dying anyway. Anyway, this is one of the things that was great about Lucha Underground. Like, they weren't main characters, but these guys held the belts. They held the trios belts. These are champions that are getting killed on your wrestling show. Murdered. Not murdered like figuratively, like, oh, he got murdered with that chair shot. No. Hearts ripped out, dead. Where? Gone.
Yes.
Over. Ended. Character dead. Heart ripped out. Disintegrated. Putty no more. You're gone. Amazing. And
that's pretty cool.
This was the kind of thing when we saw it on Lucha Underground, it was like, oh, there'd been deaths. Dragon Azteca had died and this, that, and the other thing. But like, we're now getting full Mortal Kombat fatalities up in this bitch.
Which is awesome.
Which is amazing. Like, so for that alone, this episode gets a fucking giant A+. But there's more. There's more.
But there's more.
And this is just a transient, like regular episode of Lucha Underground that's just leading to some other things. And this is what they do. So we've got Drago versus Aerostar. We've got, Phoenix doing great things with Jack Evans and the Disciples. And then we get great vignettes where people are dying. Now we come to Mil Muertes and Matanza. First of all, basically this is a hoss fight match. They do not a lot of Lucha Libre, but these aren't necessarily Lucha Libre guys. I mean, Ricky can do that stuff, but wasn't the point of what was going on here. The most notable thing is that Luis Fernandez Gil, our one actor, SAG actor, is now managing at ringside. And just like we've said, if you're a manager, eventually, especially a heel manager, you're going to have to bump.
He took a hard one too.
Yeah, he fucking hits Mill on the back. And Mill, of all the guys to have to take your first bump from, Ricky Banderas, like, oh my God, Macias, come on.
Super nice guy. But if you're going to talk to him in the middle of a match, you're going to get murdered.
And that's the same, whether you're a worker or crowd or whatever, like not the guy that you want to have to take your first bump from. And it was a safe bump or whatever, but oh my God, he picked Luis up and Luis back bumped, didn't tuck his chin great, but didn't flap his head either. So he didn't get knocked out, but he bumped the hard way the first time and he took one flat on the back, man, without too much of a chin tuck. So
yeah. And
you're in the business now, brother.
They didn't make a big deal about that, which
welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to the game.
I think another notable thing about this wasn't that the gimmicked roof that a PA fell through and broke his foot the day before?
I believe so. This was a dangerously gimmicked roof. It was very thin. They wanted a big opening because of the two big guys, and they had a larger bag inside the office. So they didn't shore up as much of the roof as they had originally wanted to. They did a bigger opening. Yeah. And you see at one point, Mill almost steps on it the wrong way and backs up behind the line. Like he crossed it a little bit with his foot and he was like, oh shit, that could have gone really south. But the work up on the top was good. Hey, was Carly wearing a wig? Is this a wig that she's wearing?
Yeah, it's a wig.
Yeah. Okay. Because she did some Katrina stuff with her own hair, but this is the wig hair.
This bang season was a wig.
Okay. It looked more wig-ish this time than I feel like it had.
Which is still nice. She's a ghost. She could do what she wants. I liked it.
Anyway, so we get a flatliner through the roof, double DQ. Dario holds the keys, screaming Guero, which is war, and Katrina's screaming, holding the rock, and just back and forth. Like, great fucking ending. But guess what? But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
This is not how the show ends. The show ends with Marie Vasquez. She has a first name, everybody. And guess who gives her that first name? None other than Councilman Delgado, played by Sex on Feet.
This is how you get the cameos, like the star cameos on Lucha Underground, though. I don't know if I'm talking out of school. If I am, tell me, then just edit it out. But like, you have your connections and you make it fun for someone to come in and do a little bit of acting, and he'll do it. They'll come in and like do it for free, for scale. Like they did not pay for Lorenzo Lamas.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think they paid SAG minimum. I think he got $1,000 for the day, or not, or what was it, 860 something, 868 back then, I think at the time, or whatever SAG scale minimum for the day was. So they paid him because he's a SAG actor, but like, yeah, no residuals, no big money.
Yeah.
No like contract, no negotiation, no, just like show up. We'll give you, the bare bones minimum that we have to pay you for your union, which basically when that happens with a big star like Lorenzo Lamas, that's basically working for free.
Right.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing cameo. And, Captain Hotness was in the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And basically Delgado's blowing up her spot, saying, the guy that I work for has got his eyes on all this shit and wants some of this bullshit shut down. And she says, who, the mayor? And he's like, no, more powerful than that. So,
which is super cool. They're beginning the whole, I wanted to say higher power, not higher power, but they're alluding to the gods and all that stuff in this. Yeah. There's even a thing where he doesn't have an eye light. I don't know if that's just poor lighting or whatever, but it's a choice that you can make because this guy's connected in a way that he doesn't have a soul. He's a bad guy, Like, I think if that was on purpose, that's a cool touch.
It may or may not have been, but it may also have been because, they wanted Carmen to look as gorgeous as she is, so they gave her all the lighting.
They used all the lights pointed at her.
I don't know. But yes, we always love it when our good friend Carmen Perez is on the show as Captain Hotness.
Yes.
And she got to close out the show, and all her storyline stuff is badass, dude. All right, I'm going to take another break, and then I got some WWE things I want to talk about. Not a ton, but a few.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
If you're listening to this and you haven't visited luchacentral.com, it's time to do it. LuchaCentral.com is the online home for Lucha Libre, where you can get all of the top news in English and in Spanish. Find the best curated video content and original content not seen anywhere else. Find when Lucha Libre events would be happening in your area. Find photo galleries from top photographers covering Lucha Libre around the world. From weekly polls to annual awards. Seen and read by top executives in all of the major Lucha Libre promotions across the globe. And on top of that, it's free. LuchaCentral.com, your centralized place for all things Lucha Libre.
And we're back. Do I have to say it 5 more times, Byron, or does that mess you up if I say it again? If I start talking about something and then I don't like it and then I say, and we're back again, does that throw you off?
I'm going to use the first one. I'm editing this after I eat dinner after we finish recording. So whatever more work is added is just more work that doesn't get done.
Oh, so now that you've kayfabed the whole thing, I guess I can't say, and we're back. So WWE this week. I think that's a better one, Byron. I think you're going to have to go with that one. So
we'll feel it out in the edit.
I think that I quickly want to. I watched all the WWE programming this week. This was my catch-up week on WWE. I'm not going to go into all of it. I want to hit some highlights though, and I want to talk about some NXT because first and foremost, NXT, take my money, please. Can't believe that was not a pay-per-view compared to what AEW made me pay for a pay-per-view. I like that there's only a certain amount of takeovers in a year, but that they still give you a pay-per-view quality thing where they can finish feuds and like they take it seriously every now and then. Like they have a super show within the show. NXT has just always been that way where they have some job or dud weeks or they try some people out. Then they have some heavy storyline weeks and then they have some pseudo pay-per-views and then they have real pay-per-views. I like that. It worked. This week was phenomenal in that regard, but it also allowed them, since it wasn't a pay-per-view, to do a little more storytelling than they would do at the pay-per-view, which I also liked. But the matches were high quality. I'm going to go backwards to Raw, though. First of all, the Randy Orton effect. I was talking about this before with Cross and why Cross needs to get up there because Randy was going to get bored and needed something to do. Randy is bored, so they give him Matt Riddle. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's an overnight change in what your perception of Matt Riddle is. Is he doing anything terribly different? No. He added the fucking RKO. And they have a storyline to play with now. And it's getting everybody over. This is exactly what they need from Randy Orton. This is what guys at this stage of their career are supposed to do. He can still go. He can still go as good as he can always go, but he doesn't need to. And there's a problem where you can't put him at the top of the program all the time. Randy Orton can't have the belt all the time. It's going to kill your promotion. But you don't want him to go away and take breaks like fucking Cena did or Brock did or these other guys when he doesn't have the belt. So this is what you have to do with a guy like Randy Orton, and it's fucking perfect. I love everything that's happening here. And Riddle and Xavier, oh my fucking God. Take my money. Take my money. What a great match those guys had on a fucking shitty-ass regular Raw. You forget that Xavier can actually wrestle like amateur-style wrestling. He's great at it, and he could take all of Riddle's shots. He made Riddle's MMA stuff look good. They did real wrestling holds on each other. They fucking manned each other around the room. There was no bitch shit involved. Like, you get used to Xavier doing all the comedy, shucking and jiving bullshit that I fucking hated about New Day, where they just seemed like the stereotypical black characters that Vince wanted them to be, and that Xavier can actually go. And he did in this match with Riddle. It's the best that he's looked in ages. It's the best that Riddle's had a chance to look in ages. So I dug it. And speaking of which, Kofi versus fucking Drew McIntyre, also really good. Making Kofi feel fucking relevant, making Kofi feel like there's a way for him to actually work his way into a top spot the right way, and that he can still be a legit draw. Not just a top guy, but Kofi can be a draw for the company. Like, Kofi could actually get asses in seats, like what Lashley is doing right now. But this is how you have to do it. And all this stuff that's happening right now has made Drew McIntyre more relevant right now than he was during his entire title run. Like, thank God they took the belt off of Drew. It's the best thing that happened to him. He looks like a top guy now. Kofi looks like a top guy. Lashley is clearly a top guy. The whole thing is working, and I'm happy that it went to a DQ. When am I ever happy about a DQ? After a 30-minute match, Kofi and Drew go to a DQ, and I'm happy about it because I actually wanted to see more. I'm happy to see the resolution of this shit next week, and I'm actually curious to see which one of them is going to go up against Lashley at the pay-per-view, and I really don't know how they're going to book it.
It's nice that Drew doesn't have the pressure and the expectations, and the audience doesn't have the pressure and expectation of, okay, we have to pay attention to this guy. He has to be a big deal. Let's see how it is. And on the other side, I have to be a big deal. Let's be a big deal and hope or not. Yeah. Whereas now you get to just enjoy it. You get to enjoy Drew, and then hopefully,
and that's what it is. This whole thing with what's going on at the top of the card in Raw is actually enjoyable right now. There's something to watch there. You want to see what's going to happen. You don't feel like any one of these guys is Vince's guy, so you don't think that one of them has an unfair booking advantage. So it actually makes it interesting. It's fun. Nikki Cross defeats Rhea Ripley because she couldn't beat her in 10 minutes after Charlotte's challenge. I was thoroughly entertained by that. Nikki Cross, not the greatest worker in the world, but for some reason, this whole thing worked because it was the character work here, though. The character work was great from Rhea, Charlotte, and Nikki. Just good stuff. And then Charlotte defeats Asuka and somehow looks like a bigger badass of the two than Asuka, which we know is not the truth in reality. But Charlotte's got this weird chip on her shoulder thing right now that's working, and people hate her and love her at the same time, and it totally works. Now, we're headlining this Raw with Natalya and Tamina versus Nia and Baszler. It was fucking dismal. I'm not even going to talk about the match. I'm going to talk about the ending. There's Swerve, Reginald, blah, 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 blah. Baszler loses. So she challenges Reginald. Everyone knows that I think that women should be wrestling men more often. However, this is not the answer. Reginald feels like he's on the bottom tier of the women's division already. I like the Taya cage matches. I even like what they did with what's her face with the jaw, Blanchard, Tessa. I like that stuff. It's great. I think that is where it should be, but Baszler versus Reginald feels like a step down for both of them. It feels like you're making this guy out to be, he's an actual wrestler, but you're making him out to be like he's only good enough to be in the women's division. And that Baszler is stepping down to fighting somebody in the women's division that's less than she is. You want to know what would be cool? Shayna Baszler versus AJ Styles. You can't tell me that wouldn't be a great match. Let's do that instead. What the fuck? That's all I got to say about Raw.
Yeah. You're not going to see that on Raw.
No, never.
You'll probably see it on the indies. I mean, I don't think they have, but I wouldn't be surprised. I don't even know if you'd see it then, but like you look at their two skill sets, you look at their move sets, you look at their styles, you think about their characters and the promo work. You can't tell me a Baszler AJ feud for 2 months wouldn't just absolutely be show-stopping. It would be amazing. It'd be fucking amazing. They could work strong style, they could work fucking Lucha Libre style, they could work MMA style. It would be fucking great. That's all I'm gonna say. I agree.
Right. SmackDown, I don't have a lot to say about SmackDown other than the fact that Roman Reigns and the Usos, I just love everything that they're doing with those guys. It's all good. It's all compelling. I don't know exactly where it's going, though I have my feelings. And even if it is exactly what I predict in my mind, I'm still fine with it. I love it all. Roman 100% has figured out how to be the top guy. What they're going to have to do, they're going to have to continue this for a little while. And then they're going to have to figure out how to bring back in the fun, popular version of Roman. And once they get that done, I imagine probably about a year from now, or maybe at the next WrestleMania or something, once they figure out how to reintegrate those two things, Roman will be every bit as big as The Rock was. But they have to do that part too. They're going to have to figure out how to make it fun so that when he walks into arena, the crowd just pops every time for the next 20 years. So they still got a little more work to do with Roman, but dear Lord, they finally cracked it for the first time since John Cena, really. Another guy that could really be the uber top guy.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this NXT. Great episode, basically like a mini pay-per-view, like I said. And it keeps the relevance of the weekly NXT so high. They do a show like this every now and then because now you can't miss NXT again. Because if you miss this, you feel like shit. Shotzi and Ember versus Dakota and Raquel, super solid match. It needs a step more to it if they really wanted this one to be like a pay-per-view level match, but great to kick off the show. Everyone's work rate was on point. The storyline were good. Just, there was a little bit of shimmer and shine to it. Maybe it needs a gimmick. I think maybe if you gimmick it up, this could have been a pay-per-view level match with one stipulation or something to it, but good stuff. I mean, I know you're a fan of Shotzi and Ember. What do you think about Dakota and Raquel? Was that working for you?
It's okay. It's good, but I mean, it's supposed to be a Shawn Michaels Diesel thing. And also I think Raquel, good on her, make her the champ. She's in the spot where she's growing into the role, though. But that's why you do this match. That's why you hide her a little bit in the tag match, but you still keep her out there as a champion. She's still working a match. It makes sense the way it goes down. That's why I said the storyline was on point too, and I thought that her level of work rate was appropriate for where she's at. But yeah, she's gonna have to elevate herself, and they're gonna have to elevate somebody into her sphere very quickly. That's gonna work to keep the belt on her. Dakota is a good person to have with her. Dakota, I don't know, by the time I don't know if she's even 23 yet, but she's like a 20-year vet, so, that's a good person to have with. Dakota will be able to teach her a lot.
Yeah, she's going to be agenting by the time she's fucking 35 and backstage and producing and shit. Guaranteed. She's got a smart head for the game.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne versus Bobby Fish. This is exactly why Pete Dunne is great to me. This is give him any slightly small tough guy opponent and just sit back and enjoy. Now, where Pete Dunne fails is when you put him up against a guy that's like Damian Priest size or Bronson Reed or Karrion Kross. Like I don't like him against the big guys, It's not that he can't go with them. It's not that he's not a tough badass. But man, you put him against a guy like Bobby Fish, everything he does fucking works. His in-ring storytelling is amazing. His look, his size, his big giant fucking head, like it all just works when you put him against the right size guy. Like he's a world beater to me. Like I loved everything about it.
Bobby Fish is he's great. He's injury prone, like bad injury prone. So he is a great person to come in with a skill set and experience and get done over, done showcase. Although he does this time that he's come back, he looks like he's kind of sort of bloated and blown up.
But I feel like that's the right thing for him. Am I crazy? I feel like him trying to be so chiseled and being a gym rat is part of why he keeps getting injured. Like, take it easy on your body, man. Do a little more recuperation and a little less fucking hard squats and running the ropes.
Yeah.
And then just go in there and lay it out with fucking Pete Dunne every now and then, and you're a fucking star too.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. Hit Row. Our boy Swerve. This is finally the right spot for him. And every week I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop and for the whole thing to fizzle and be terrible again. But man, I'm loving these promos. They're even shot with a unique style. It feels like I'm watching, Sway's morning hip hop show and Method Man and a bunch of dudes just came in to start freestyle rapping, and it's just bedlam, but it's controlled and it's sleek and slick, but it's also off the cuff. Like it's got that vibe of what true kind of hip hop heads feel right now. And, Swerve is the perfect guy to do it. And like their whole gimmick is working right now. It's good stuff to me.
Yeah, I agree. And, I don't have those same references as you, but I still, as a viewer, see the different presentation come in, and that tells you these people.
Well, but visually, are you liking this cool like hip hop control room style visually?
Yeah,
it's a different feel than you've gotten on wrestling before.
I like it. It's different. It's unique, and when you in this situation, when you have a person or a group and you give them their own type of presentation, their own camera angle, their own whatever look, it makes them, even if it's subconscious, you're like, this person is of value. They have a significance. They're being treated special. Someone is, investing, whatever. It tells you I don't know. It makes them a big deal.
It does.
They're not like everyone else in a good way.
It feels
you want
like
to see what it's about.
Yeah, it feels like it's a big deal, and you're like, oh shit, what are they going to do? And if I'm asking the question, WWE's done something right with them, because all you need right now is the question. Now, what the answer is better be fucking worth it, and we'll see.
You know what would really suck is if they do their thing and then the big guy becomes the heater and Swerve takes a pinfall and the other guy starts getting the wins.
That would be awesome, actually. I would be down for that, because I think Swerve would actually know how to play that whole gimmick. I think he could do that.
Yeah.
Make him the Austin Theory of their group, of his own group. That would be funny. Honest to God, it's like, look, what is he doing? The guy can actually act a little bit too. Like, I would let him run with some shit like that and see what he would do with it. Like, yeah, bro, you're playing second fiddle in your own thing, but you're still the leader. What does that look like?
Let's not forget, like, I don't know, was it the Summer of Swerve or whatever? Like, he made a name at MLW doing the vignettes, doing the character work, going face to face with people like Selena De La Renta, who has been like their main storyline person, and doing all of, the sort of Lucha Underground type character vignettes in other places. Except
not under a hood.
Not under a hood.
Which is probably why he did so damn good at it, because he was so happy to be out of that goddamn hood. Oh, man. Sometimes you sign up for something and you just don't realize how much it's not suited to you. Even though I love the Kilt Shot character, I just know for a fact it was fucking killing him. He just hated to put on that goddamn hood. He felt like it was sucking all the personality out of what he was doing in the ring. He felt like he wasn't getting over, that he was doing all the wrong things with his life. The hood is just not for some people. He was one of them. It's a shame. All right, I got to talk about the Zeta Ramir thing versus Mercedes Martinez. for a couple of reasons. First of all, let me talk about Ramir, because even though she did the job here and pretty quickly, and obviously her one little thing was a flash in the pan moment, and it was meant to be just that, she still looked like the superstar in this match to me. It was not Martinez. Like Martinez's ring entrance and the whole Sub-Zero vibe that she's got going on or whatever, great. But then she gets in the ring and I'm just like, I don't fucking care. And Zeta looked like, oh shit, this girl is going hard. She's paying attention over at the PC. She knows what the fuck she's doing. She's taking all her bumps the right way. She's selling the story the right way. She's trying inventive shit. She like, I'm not going to say she looks like $1 million yet, but she looks like somebody to be paying attention to. Like there's a reason why they let her come in and get that first win. Somebody in the back knows something that we don't. One of those fucking agents is just like, nah, this kid's got the goods. And if we build her up a little bit, let's start putting her on TV, let her job a little bit, see what she can do. Let's see if she can make Mercedes look good. Let's see if she can do this and that. Like, I'm not saying she's got a rocket strapped to her like they did with Shotzi, but I think this girl's going to be a player. But that being said, I want to talk about where they're going with this Tian Sha and Xia Li thing, and now bringing Mercedes Martinez into that. Now she's marked or whatever. I don't think it's going to lead to a feud with Mercedes. I think they're going to bring her in and put her in that faction because of the anti-Asian backlash thing, that they need to put somebody who's not Asian into that faction to cut down on the backlash. You think I'm crazy?
I don't think you're crazy. I haven't heard of any of that backlash, to be honest with you. Maybe I'm just not.
I mean, and it was minor. It was minor, but I think it was a red flag for WWE that people were saying, you know, why do Asians have to do karate and be bad guys?
I would counter that.
It's the big trouble in Little China effect. Like why is Jack the white guy the hero and all the Asians are the baddies getting their asses kicked, or the second fiddle players? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, for me, I don't look at them as the bad guy, and I can't speak towards representation. And
I don't either. I don't either.
For me as a viewer, when that stuff happened, I looked at Xia Li, who had been doing okay, but you could tell like she was a legit badass in the ring.
But it wasn't a good character for her. It wasn't this is a much better character for her.
Yeah, and what they did was they put her in a thing. They invested cool vignettes. She's getting screen time. They're powerful, they're interesting, they're cool. And okay, maybe they're a bad guy on certain equations of matchups.
Right. But
there's good and bad guys. It's a movie.
But this is why I think this might be the right solution. There's a lot of smart people over at NXT, is if you put somebody in the faction that is not Asian, you don't have the problem anymore. It's like, no, they're just a bad guy gang and faction. And there's some Asian mysticism behind it, but it doesn't mean that all Asians are bad guys. It means that all bad guys are bad guys.
Right. And I also think, I mean, this is going to, maybe if it's not the primary intention, the biggest result is going to be, it's going to benefit Mercedes Martinez because she needs to be protected. She's good. But she's also not great. You know, I hate saying that.
She's putting in the work, but she's not notable. There's nothing that she's doing in the ring right now that makes you say, okay, what's up? What's up with her? Like there's not any of that. There's no shimmer to it yet.
Before their big signings. Yeah, but she seems like a veteran that's been around for a while. So like there'll be a polish over time, but what's NXT going to do for her?
Well, and part of the polish comes with a good gimmick. So maybe this is the right answer. Like the ring entrance and the Sub-Zero outfit and the way she's coming into the ring now, the way she carries herself is an improvement.
That's cool. And then if she's in a faction, that's all she needs to do for whatever, half or however many. Right. And then that's great.
She can come in, get some big choke slams and look like the fucking monster. And I think that's what they should do. If this just turns into a feud and a way to, bring the Tian Sha character more to life, which I could also see. I get it, but it's not as good as if they actually just put her in the faction, or maybe that the feud ends with that.
I mean, a couple weeks ago, she had a title shot that was bad.
It was real bad. But those girls couldn't protect each other. There was nobody in there to do the protection. They were just both in there trying to do the work, and you could see it. And it's like, I don't want to see, this is like when you go to the Improv on a Wednesday night and somebody's working out of the sketchbook. That's fine on a Wednesday night, but you put it on a fucking Friday or Saturday night and you come and show up with your notebook. I paid $40 for the tickets and I got a fucking 4-drink minimum. I don't want to see that shit. If I come in here for $5 on a Wednesday, great. So, like, I don't want to see you do your homework. Unless it's a cool, kitschy thing. Like, sure, I'll go to the PC and hang out with you guys and watch you do your homework. I don't know if I want to see it broadcast as a title match. So, whatever. All right, let's talk about Cameron Grimes. He gets his big moment with Ted DiBiase. Only to be interrupted by LA Knight. Dear Lord, LA Knight being tutored and mentored by Ted DiBiase. Take my fucking wallet.
You mean Cameron Grimes being mentored?
No, I mean LA Knight. The swerve that DiBiase could actually end up paired up with LA Knight out of this whole thing is a dream come true. That's what should happen. And to top it off, LA Knight should go face. For the first time in his career, Eli Drake should be a fucking face. I think that's what they should do.
Is he not a face? I love him.
Here's the thing, and this is even in my notes. Okay, I'm going to read what I wrote down in my notes because I was really thinking about this, and it was super duper weird watching this. And I hope, first of all, I hope they don't let this segment drift off, and Ted just disappear. Like, I love the three of these guys in each other's sphere. It's perfect. It's like some of the best talkers in the game, just all in the same place. So that was weird because the crowd popped and healed all three guys at different points. And I couldn't quite figure it out. Like, it's almost like they need a large audience to figure out like how to feel this story out the right way. And
the NXT crowd has always been like a super weird post WrestleMania feel.
Right. Like, but this was weird too. Like they did, but also you're not supposed to know who to pop for and who's the heel here. I don't think. It was just weird. So I think LA Knight as a face would be tremendous, but it felt like the crowd started wanting that at the beginning of the segment when he came out and interrupted Grimes because that was so amazing. And then it felt like the crowd was pushing back on it towards the end and was booing him, but I couldn't tell if that was canned audio and NXT was just getting it wrong. Because there's only 70 people in that fucking room, and Jim was there, so we should ask Jim. But like what the feel was coming off the crowd or whatever, because I feel like in this segment they were trying to make Cameron Grimes the heel and turn DiBiase and LA Knight face.
Maybe I wasn't paying attention, but it kind of.
I don't know. Like I want to watch the segment again because I can't tell where they're going with it on that level. All I can tell you is that I love all of it and I want it to keep going.
Yeah, me too. I got to rewatch too. But what makes sense to me is this becomes DiBiase and Grimes, both as faces or heels. I could see it go either way. No, I think it was. I felt like it was going heel. Like, yeah, DiBiase was like, "Listen, man,
Grimes is the heel for
like,
sure.
I need like you need to understand the thing about money is like you need to take it to a bigger effect to like make people feel bad about themselves. And like I feel we could work together and use money in a bad way. Blah blah blah." That made sense to me. But I
feel like it's going the direction of DiBiase saying, "Well, this LA Knight guy might be a better fit. He might get my whole thing better than you. He might be able to pull it off. I might put my backing behind him if you don't figure my shit out. Like if you're trying to be the next me, step it up or I'm going with this guy."
Yeah.
And then trigger the feud that way with DiBiase backing LA Knight first. And maybe it's just to teach Grimes a lesson or get him to where he needs to be. Who knows? But I love all of it. Yeah. All right. I am still loving this stupid, awful Indy Hartwell, Dexter Lumis thing. I fucking love it. Indy Hartwell's so over to me right now because of this goddamn thing. And the fact that we got some Dexter artwork with his broken heart weirdness shit on the wall, amazing. I'm happy with all of it.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's just fun. Frankie Monet debuts beating up on Cora Jade. So let's be honest. We were talking about the prime Kara Forster, Taya Valkyrie in Lucha Underground, like the ultimate perfect woman shit that she was doing back then. let's be honest, she's lost a step or two since then. She's not at the peak of her career like she was a few years ago. And I'm not expecting to see her go toe-to-toe with Brian Cage at this phase of her career.
Yeah. I mean, that was like 5 years ago.
True. But I also think that not only can she hang with the girls that are in NXT, but she can raise the level of this entire women's division. If they use Frankie Monet like they use Natalia over at the other shows, just put her in that slot, but do it at NXT. I think she'll do a 10 times better job with it and get over even more than Natalia does doing it on the big shows. I think she'll be 100% over. They have to use her like that. They have to keep giving her chance after chance for no reason. They have to put her in important moments on regular shows all the time. Treat her like she is the godfather of the women's locker room at NXT, even though she just got there. Like, if they do that, it will help everything going on in the women's division there. And she's poised to do that now that they've got her in the ring. We'll see. We'll see what they do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she's already a bigger deal than most of the women's roster, you know? And she's a solid, she'll make everyone look good, and she's just a great performer all around.
And I like that she teased the snap. She teased the bipolar nature of being like kind of this fashionista diva-esque woman for a while, but then she does the snap into Wera Loca.
Yeah.
And I think that is the right way to go. And they need to have that. They need to have her character be able to hulk up, for lack of a better term, but that's what it is. It's hulking up, especially since she's not as spry as she used to be. She's not going to be doing a bunch of Lucha Libre flippy shit. She's going to be a little more Hoss fight. She's, a little more ODB and a little less Taya Valkyrie these days. So, which is fine. She can still get over. And I still love ODB. But it's a Hoss fight thing now. She's not going to be doing backflips over the ropes like she used to. So we'll see. Escobar wants Bronson Reed for the North American title since Mexico is a part of North America. Love it. It's great. It's the perfect thing to elevate Santos Escobar to a heavyweight status and let him leave cruiserweight behind once and for all. I fully expect that Santos Escobar will be the Intercontinental champ at least within the next 2 years. So I imagine his time with NXT is not going to last much longer. Honestly, Reed, I feel like should actually ultimately win this feud. Don't tell Meef that I said that. I feel like Reed should actually ultimately win this feud, even if the belt goes back and forth once or twice, because he's going to stay at NXT for a while. And I think that Santos should be called up to the main show right after this feud.
Yeah.
And not as a cruiserweight. As a regular mid-card kind of guy, let him go up there, give him the U.S. title or the Intercontinental, preferably the Intercontinental title. I think he could actually bring some glory back to that thing. Any thoughts? How do you feel about it?
I think in the booking of Bronson Reed, he's put the time in and done the losses against the big opponents in the big matches, and I think he's great. But
it's his time.
But it's like, this is where he has to nut up or shut up. So give him the run and see what he does with it. I think he's going to do great with it. He's already shown that he could go in the ring. He can deliver that, very Bam Bam-esque, big man style. But also he has this personality, the way he carries himself, that's relatable and gets like he's a pure babyface. For someone who's a big bruiser.
I don't think they should ever turn him heel for his whole career. I think he should stay pure babyface the whole time. He's the human kaiju. He's everybody's favorite Godzilla. Let him come in, destroy people, stomp around, be mad when he loses, be heartfelt. Yeah. Like let him be him. Like just let him do the thing.
Yeah. So it's great. And I also think I don't know, Santos, I mean, he's been a big star and he was a big star on the big shows in Mexico for his whole career. He was one of the top stars on Lucha Underground. You cannot say that he is not qualified for Raw or SmackDown.
He's what they wanted Alberto Del Rio to be. Yeah, and he'll stick around and do it for 20 fucking years for you if you put the fucking crown on him soon.
And he's on par, or if not above, a lot of the people on those shows in the first place. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know how they would ever book him, blah, blah, blah. And I also don't like a lot of their storytelling on those shows. But I do think that.
Well, here's the thing: when he goes up, he's got to leave Legado del Fantasma, and that's going to hurt because that part of the gimmick is part of what works. But I don't think that that's going to work on Raw. But I do think what they should do is put him in an unlikely combination. I think you pair him up with somebody up the ladder. Maybe have him feud at first, but then kind of join up later. I think that there's ways to do it. I think you put him in there as a pure singles competitor. And I'm with you. I don't necessarily trust that they're going to do it the right way, but I think they got to do it soon.
I think, I agree.
Do it at all.
I think though, as a performer, he can operate in that machine. He could go up. He could do whatever 24/7 funny stuff. He can do the IC, the US title stuff. He could do a tag team with someone.
Yeah, he's got comedy chops too. We've seen it. Like he's got funny stuffs. Like the first promo with him and Cross, where he's in the locker room and all that stuff. That was funny.
Yeah,
like he can do that stuff.
He could go up and have an entertaining.
You know what I'd like to see? This is going to sound crazy, but I'd love to see him be the next guy to get into it with Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss and calling her a bruja and being all superstitious about them. Like they started to do that with him and Cross and Scarlett, but I think they could really do that with him and Bray Wyatt, and they could get great matches out of it too.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, like as far as I'm concerned, I just want him up on the big show, getting those big paychecks, and then I don't want to have expectations of what he'll do. I just think he'll be able to get consistent TV time up there and earn the paycheck and not get fired on tax day.
I have to do this now because you know what it's time for.
It's time for the main event of the whole week.
The main event of the whole fucking goddamn week, man. Pay-per-view quality for sure. Cross versus Balor 2. You know, we were worried about this feud for a long time, that Balor wasn't going to take it well. It was going to be a weird thing. Like there's this big made guy putting over the new guy that is obviously, Vince's type, that it just wasn't going to go well. But here's what I think happened.
What do you think happened?
I think that Kevin, whose real last name I will not say, he won over Fergal Devitt. Like the actual humans, the actual guys. I think he actually won him over.
Mm-hmm.
I think they understand each other now. And I think it showed throughout this match. That was two guys who actually respect each other now, wrestling and putting it all out there on a show. Now, I still think that Cross needs to be more crisp with these guys. I think, God damn it, if Cross had gotten just a little bit of time in Japan, this match would have been different because Finn was giving him all that. Finn was giving him Japan, like, bro, and he was doing it as a favor to him of like, bro, you want to look like this guy? You want to be you got this shoot fight character guy. You're the guy throwing around the heavy bag in the gym and throwing the Muay Thai kicks and this, that, and the other thing. All right, man, I've been there. I wrestled over there. I took all those hits from those dudes. I know how to do that for you. Let's go out there and do that. So you got Finn doing that. But Cross is still pulling his punches a lot. He's still holding back.
He's got to not do the forearms to the back of the head, the elbows to the back of the head. Stop. You did the other thing, like the end of the Chris Bay match where you do the elbow down.
Yeah.
You can gimmick that, and it looks great.
North-south the fuck out of them. They just got, and it wasn't bad. Like, this was so much better in so many ways. And like, this reminded me of when I saw Simon Gotch and Kevin Cross in Maverick. And man, for like 35 minutes, chain wrestling, mat wrestling, catch wrestling, Muay Thai, they fucking brutalized each other. And Kevin started off a little soft with him at first, but after a couple of them, when Gotch is looking at him like, nah, motherfucker, let's do this. Like, for real, I'm okay. You can hit me. Let's go. And then, and Cross would hold back a little bit. And so Gotch would potato him a little bit. He would just send it. Like, here you go, motherfucker, here. I'm serious. Let's fucking do this already. And then they got grimy. Like, Cross has got to figure out where that threshold is and just do that shit, because this match had some of it, but not as much as it could have been. But still, absolutely top-notch, pay-per-view quality, headlining match. Finn gave it to him for real. And you can walk away feeling good about Cross as the champ. They did him a favor by letting him have this rematch now. They did Finn a favor. You know, Finn can move on into another program and have it be credible and not have a whole bunch of boo-hoo about the title picture. Like, this just worked. And now Cross has to do the long run. I think he's got to have the belt at least until November. And they got to find a lot that they can make happen in that amount of time that is compelling. And wow, I don't know how they're going to do that because the stars that they have in NXT size-wise don't match up well with them. You're not talking about NXT from a few years ago where you had fucking Tommy End and Shinsuke Nakamura and a bunch of these guys who are 6'3", 6'5", 6'6", whatever. Like, and Bronson's got that other belt, and he wouldn't be a credible challenge for him right now. I don't know what they're going to do. They've got to find some stuff to do. I don't know if you even maybe bring some other guys back down from Raw or something. I don't know. I have no idea. But they got to find something, and they got to find it fast, and it better be fucking credible. Because after this shit with Finn Balor, you've made a monster out of Karrion Kross as a character, as a champion, and you got to do something with it. So, I mean, you could potentially eventually elevate Santos to that level, but you have to be careful. And if you do it right now, I think you're burning one of the two of them, like we talked about before. So they have to be really careful with that. Anyway, I loved it. This was a great episode of NXT. I thought that NXT was better than the AEW pay-per-view. Am I crazy? I got more enjoyment out of it. There were some high moments in the AEW Double or Nothing, that really high moments, but there was also some just dreadful, stinker, awful AEW things that happened this week in general, including some on that pay-per-view.
I don't know. I like it was a pay-per-view. I think it was better than a regular show, but I do think that Cross Balor was not a regular show match. So, but I don't think the rest of NXT compares to a pay-per-view.
There just wasn't anything that happened on NXT this week where I was like, ugh. I liked it all. I liked the show and the announce team. Good God, they're great.
They're great. Yeah.
I really liked it. And I was mad that Jim got to be there, even though it's his birthday week. Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Happy birthday, Jim.
Yeah, sexy motherfucker. And happy birthday, Vampiro. And happy birthday, Casey's mom. She's got it going on. No?
I can't do
that.
It's just, you're talking awfully familiar about Casey's mother. He would frown upon such type of talk.
Okay.
He would never do such a thing.
Casey, I only have one thing to say to your mom. Until next time, stay calm and stay in the mix. Penis?